everybody. How are we doing today? This lovely evening. This lovely, lovely evening on, what's today? Tuesday? It's a Tuesday evening. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic night. Moonlit, iconic, ellipti, duality, Crenshaw, doggy. It's lovely to see you guys here. We are doing what route tonight? What are the routes tonight? We got nepeta, sollux, and eridan. If we're gonna hit 3, maybe we could do 4. Oh, we'll see how we're feeling. We'll see how we're feeling. But nepeta is our start. Starting out with nepeta. Awesome. All right, here we go. We're gonna jump just right in. Let me know, as usual, if volume is too loud on music stuff compared to my voice. Everything should be okay, but just in case, let me know. Alright, here we go. Time to face facts. Something is going on here. I don't know anything about Homestuck that I haven't found out from a Christian stream. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's the best way to do it. Maybe that's the best way to go. Not that you didn't already know that. You've had the blurry outlines of all this strangeness for a long time. It's only after your stint with the radio that you've managed to fill in all the shapes and colors. Your friends, the companions you've been to hell and back with, you forgot about them. Hi, Dinny. That feels like, you can't even come up with a sufficiently dramatic mixed metaphor. It feels bad. Your desperate friendship thirst was compelled. You get that. And it's mostly worn off by now, but what the fuck else are you supposed to do? It's basically just your job now, so you'll keep doing that job. Whatever, let's just do the damn route. Who did Equius tell you about? His Moirail, right? You'll go try to find her in the middle of the woods, which is a very normal thing to do. You'll be normal. It's a normal kind of day. You zap to the mouth of a cave and are immediately set upon by a wild beast. Yellow eyes flash and sharp teeth glitter. You brace yourself to be made into dinner. The wild lioness sits back on her haunches and contemplates the stranger. The wild lioness sits back on her haunches and contemplates the stranger. That's how you know she does that. She tells you. But taking a closer look, you realize that she is in fact not a wild lioness, just a very unkempt troll in a green coat and grubby t-shirt. She smells like a fire pit. AC licks her snout and tries to figure out who has happened upon her den. A friend? A foe? Dinner, perhaps? The troll girl licks her lips, and you realize that even though she is not some bloodthirsty predator, she does have very sharp canines and clawed gauntlets on her little hands. She's small, but with trolls you've discovered the hard way that size does not translate in 1-to-1 strength ratio. You tell her that you are a friend, definitely a friend, and not at all the sort of friend you playfully fight with and then accidentally eviscerate, because you never know with trolls. The girl, whose name you've a sneaking suspicion might be nepeta, scratches at her chin, her fingers curled up like a paw. You're worried that she's going to put an eye out with those claws. AC wrinkles her nose and wonders what anyone could be doing all the way out here in the wastes. It's not very plausible. That one was a bit of a stretch. How did you come upon my cave? AC says with a growly glower. Play along, stop. Okay, it's nepeta, we gotta play along. It just so happens that you're an expert RPer, and by expert you mean you once played Soldier per Beast with the stressed out Jade Blood Kid, which you'd forgotten about until literally yesterday. Anyways, what you mean is, you got some moves. You go limp and show nepeta your throat, yielding to who's clearly the alpha female. You've barely even roleplayed here. Every olive blood you've met could rip your intestines out and wear them as a shawl. Nepeta beams down at you before remembering that she is a regal lioness. AC nuzzles the strange little cub and welcomes them into her cave. Appearing to realize that she doesn't need to describe her actions out loud because you are right in front of her, nepeta nuzzles you gently with the top of her head. You get the feeling she doesn't get out much. You tell her that you didn't mean to startle her or anything. You just think that might have a mutual friend. A big indigo blood named Equius. Nepeta digs her nails into your arms, her eyes go wide. You know Equius? How? Where did you meet him? Tell me everything. Well, it's kind of a funny story. Before you can get to it, Nepeta launches herself off of you and scampers into the cave. When she runs, her knuckles occasionally touch the ground. You aren't sure if she moves like that naturally or if she is just very, very in character. She pauses at the mouth of the cave and gestures you inside, the sleeves of her coat flopping down past her wrists. If you had parents, they would have probably taught you to not follow cat girls into caves, but you didn't, so you're totally down. The cave is small and chilly. Several animal pelts cover the cavern floor, from creatures too large to be wolves but too shaggy to be bears, maybe some sort of wolf bear. All the furniture is hewn from stone, and the recupercoon formed from a natural hollow in the rock. Of all the hives you spend time in, this one isn't the most rustic. You wonder why. Nepeta isn't a high blood, but she's certainly not a low blood either. She could have made a hive at least as nice as Tavros'. AC welcomes the strange cub into her den and invites them to sit down wherever they please. She realizes that her visitor is probably sleepy and hungry. Luckily, AC has a fresh kill. Oh, great, that is really lucky. Nepeta skips back outside, leaving you alone, feeling, well, like you followed a feral child into her cave. Torchlight burnishes shapes strange and forbidding, the irregular flicker disorienting. People used to do everything by firelight. No wonder medieval art is so preposterous. Dogs with the faces of old men or old men with the faces of babies. And speaking of art, drawings pepper the cave walls, shaky and crude, although you doubt even Michael fucking Angelo could do much with a canvas like this. The trolls seem to depict Nepeta and various other trolls, some of whom you think you recognize. You see Karkat's little nubby horns and Equius's broken ones. A few pictures have been viciously scratched out. A couple of the self-portraits of Nepeta also feature a large, sleek white cat. You wonder if that's her hunter Sona? Lion Sona? Whatever. You then hear a growl behind you and realize, oh, right, Nepeta has a Lucis. Hot, damp breath touches the back of your neck, and you turn as slowly and carefully as you can and... oh, hello, kitty. Two hissing mouths open in a snarls as a big cat backs you up against the cavern wall. Oh, Pounce, stop that, silly kitty. This is a friend. Nepeta hurries back inside, throwing herself onto her Lucis and petting rambunctiously. Pounce hisses immediately as turn into purrs. She rolls onto her back and bats big, terrifying paws in the air. Aw, who's a good kitty? Who is the very best kitty? Pounce, we have a guest for dinner. They know Equius. You do, right? Nepeta looks at you with sharp little eyes. You do know my meow rail. You aren't lioning? Oh, definitely not. You would never lion. You'll never forget Equius, no matter how hard you try. Although you did recently forget every single person you ever knew. That will absolutely never happen again, though. You won't allow it. AC leaves her weird friend in the very capable paws of her Lucis while she goes to prepare a delicious meal. Aw, damn, Nepeta, please don't go away and leave your guest alone with a ferocious beast. But Pounce seems pretty well placated by Nepeta's insistence that you were friend and not food. She curls up on one of the animal pelts, tucking her head. Her tail twitches and her ear flicks. You're pretty sure she's only pretending to sleep, like she's giving you a shot, and if you fuck up, it's lunchtime. You sit very still and try your best to look unthreatening. Just a little while ago, this would have been easy. You've been totally defenseless and thinking the most unthreatening thoughts, but now you remember at least a little of who you were, and you know what you've done, even if some of it was done in dead-end timelines and never actually came to pass. You're not sure you can call yourself an innocent bystander. Nepeta derails this dangerous train of thought by dragging in a huge haunch. That's just really only the word for it, a haunch. Something's leg. Wow. When she said she had a fresh kill, you figured that it was part of the RP, like she was gonna pull out a DiGiorno or something like that, but nope, she really did tear apart some animal and bring you its leg. She has a bloody smear over one cheek, her hair in pieces across her sweaty forehead. You get why she and Equius get along. They have an equivalent ferocity. Good thing you aren't a vegetarian. You are gratified to discover Nepeta appears to draw her roleplay line at devouring raw meat. You wonder if trolls could eat raw meat, or if it would make them sick. They definitely seem to be more natural predators than humans are, but then again, most of them live in houses and eat cup noodles and play video games. You never really met anybody like Nepeta. You watch her build a fire and then take yourself on a little trip to the mouth of the cave while she cuts up the meat and spears it on stakes to cook. You come back over to the fire when the meat looks a little less like flesh and a bit more like food. Honestly, it shouldn't bother you. You've seen and been through so much worse. Guess the mind is a strange and many-layered beast. There you are. I thought you'd run out into the waste like a big, pawful idiot. It's dangerous to go out there. Well, she went out there, although it's possible she's dangerous too. That makes Nepeta smile. She still can't quite meet your eyes, but she's fidgeting with her gauntlets less than she was before. So you really met Equius? Really, really? She slides up close to you, almost too close to talk comfortably. You wonder if this is the first conversation she's had that wasn't through a computer screen. You tell her that yes, really, you met him. You spent a good amount of time with him, too. That's incredible. I've never seen that silly guy hang out with anybody before, except maybe Whiskers. Whiskers? Oh, does she mean Vriska? You know her, too. Really? Yep. You would probably be hanging out with her right now if she hadn't gone off to do some anti-fish shit with Terezi. You know Terezi too, GC? Oh, yeah, for sure, does Nepeta. You're expecting her to exclaim and wag her imaginary tail. Instead, she goes quiet. Fat pops and sizzles in the fire. Across the cave, Pounce lets out a lazy squeak that sounds like it came from a much smaller cat. You ask Nepeta if everything's okay. So what you're saying is, you know all my friends. Well, that's not exactly what you said. It is kind of creepy if you dwell on it, but you keep meeting people through other people. That's normal, right? Well, you did just happen upon Frisk on a beach, and Aradia found you asleep in a field. You haven't asked Nepeta if she knows Aradia, but you're sure that she does, somehow. Slowly, Nepeta lifts her gaze from the flames and meets your eyes for the very first time. Maybe it's the firelight or the shadows gambling on the walls, but she looks haunted, hollowed out and filled with something you can't name. What are you? Nepeta may be goofy, playful, and awkward. That doesn't make her an idiot. And you get the idea that treating her like one is a very good way to have a very bad time. Explain, deflect. Explain. You tell Nepeta that you don't know what you are, or even who you are. You certainly know better than you did a few volumes ago, but you think you're an anomaly. You've crash-landed into somebody else's story. Nepeta is watching you carefully, muscles wound tight. She's ready to pounce. On the fire, the meat begins to blacken and burn, but neither of you say anything. There goes dinner. Me and some friends were supposed to play a game. Different from the games we usually play. Even Equius was going to play this time, and he usually hates games. Then the game didn't work. Oh, right. You know about the game. She blinks at you. I dream sometimes. Dreams? Well, that's pretty normal. Not normal dreams, dummy. At least, I don't think that they are. I suppose that even if they aren't, I wouldn't have anything to compare them to. They are the only sort of dream I've ever seen. I'm not sure what they are. I see other Nepetas sometimes. Sometimes Pounce is there, and sometimes she is dead, and that always makes me very sad. I see my friends, too. And other people I don't know, but who I think would be pretty good friends if I got the chance. That bright, hopeful note in Nepeta's voice digs deep at the center of you, plucking at your nerves like a cello string. It makes you so impossibly sad, and you don't know why. I don't see you, though. I don't think you fit in here. Ouch. I apologize if that makes you feel bad. My dreams are probably silly and don't mean anything. She springs up from the fire and K down. That must be a typo. She springs up from the fire and goes on to Pounce, burying her hand and face in thick white fur. You get up and follow after her, because what else do you do? You should probably give up on this particular round at this point. You've quite thoroughly killed the friendship mood with all this existential angst. Why does she live all the way out here anyway? Wouldn't it be better if she got to live closer to all of her amazing friends? At least Equius, even Terezi, who's definitely very weird, has a house. Admittedly, it's in a tree, but it still counts. Oh, I'm used to when I was a wiggler. Or I think I did. A big lovely house with windows and lots of furniture for Pounce to scratch. Pounce closes her eyes and purrs. But then, I don't know, something happened. I remember fire and a noise and a lot of shouting, and then I was on Pounce's back and we were running for a very, very long time. I think it was pretty terrible. Nepeta's fingers tighten on Pounce's ruff. I like it here. You think back to the different olive-wood girl in an oversized jacket who lived rough, and another who made her living with murder. In fact, you could see Nepeta growing up into somebody much like Polypa, sharper, meaner, all of her bright edges sanded off, her games transformed into a struggle for survival. Even now, sitting bathed in the firelight, she looks tired. Every troll you've met carries the same exhaustion between their shoulders, even the high-bloods to a certain extent. They are worn to the bone by the sheer weight of history and a future that promises more of the same. What does one do in the face of such insurmountable misery? How can you, a simple silent protagonist, ever begin to combat something so all-consuming and monstrous? Word. Nepeta is waiting for you to trudge through your mandatory self-aggrandizing introspective interlude. So you do all you've ever claimed to do. You hold out a hand and wait for her to take it. Zap. Nepeta yelps and jumps an impressive 4 feet into the air. Fair, you were going to do a dramatic gesture and forgot to prepare her for it. Sorry about that. Where? Huh? This is... Oh, I love Meow Rails. I literally love Meow Rails. I love them so much. Despite Equius's incredible strength and barely contained excitement, when he wraps Nepeta up in glisteningly, obscenely muscled arms, the embrace is the gentlest you've ever been witness to. Aww. This is an incredibly unorthodox manner for a pair such as ourselves to become acquainted. I apologize for this gaudy display of public affection. It is extremely unseemly of me. Well, he isn't really in public right now. In fact, they're actually the opposite. You're the asshole who popped into his private living space with zero warning. I suppose that's right. This is not the first time you have intruded on my space. Just let yourself in and out. How indecent. Okay, dude, calm down. You'll get sweaty. I am always sweaty. Equius, you're smooshing me. Oh. Equius lets go, but he doesn't step away. He's looking at Nepeta like he can't quite believe she's real. Are you real? I think so. I don't know how I got here. Don't worry about it. Just think of it as a reward for being a very good kitty. Wow, is that a weird thing to say? That was pretty weird. You'll take it back, but Nepeta doesn't appear to have noticed you were fumbling. She's scampering around Equius in increasingly exciting circles. Maybe you can't fix these kids' lives. Maybe you can't improve society, but when it comes down to it, you have the power to bring friends together, and damn, you'll take it. Aww, I love that. I love them so much. Oh, they're Meow Rails. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Every piece of media that I consume that isn't Homestuck itself makes me like Equius more. I'm like, you read actual Homestuck and you're like, damn, I fucking hate Equius. What a fucking loser. But they make him more likable and everything else. You know, you tell Nepeta that you will happily explain to her exactly who you are and what you're doing skulking outside this cave, but could you two maybe key down the drama and talk like normal people? You've been down this road before, and it's kind of bringing back painful memories. Oh. Oh no! I didn't mean to make her sad! Nepeta leapfrogs off you, a distinct olive flush crossing the bridge of her nose. Wow, you didn't mean to embarrass her. Just a productive convo doesn't seem possible if one of you is pretending to be a lion or whatever. Nepeta nods jerkily, her gaze is firmly fixed on a boulder a few feet to the right of you. Her body language, which moments ago had you wanting to zap for cover to protect both your dignity and your internal organs, is now stiff and wary. She looks even smaller than before. She mouths something that you can't quite catch, then turns tail and scuttles back into her cave. God damn it, Nepeta, wait! You hurry after her, but you stop at the sound of a deep, resonant growl. There's something in that cave, and it is definitely not a kid playing a game. Yeah, that's the route we piss her off. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, we play along, and then one more. Deflect. Haha, wild. It's really wild that she doesn't see you in her dreams. No reason. Oh, by the way, does she want to see your sweet powers? You have super sweet powers. Zap. Here? Oh my god, Dave, I missed you! Oh my god. Okay, let's see what we got here. Jade's room is bright and cheery, fresh flowers in the hanging pots, curtains pulled open wide to let the afternoon sunlight. Jade sits up on her bed while Dave paces in front of a line of squiddle toys carefully assembled in neat ranks. This blue one is clearly in charge. Look at his dominant posture. And, also, he's the only motherfucker not tentacle deep in his homie. He is an untangled buddy. That is some shit that cuts real, or that is some shit really cuts to the core of, like, emotions. It's actually because the magnets in him are messed up. And it always has been. Harley, you are ruining the magic, come on. Oh, hey, mailman. Oh, hey, mailman. Did you bring another stray alien? Because the last one has a fucking attitude, and also a surprisingly good snack sense. Snack sense? Yeah, sense for snacks. Like, you'd think it would have occurred to me before to combine M&Ms with popcorn, but it never did. Guess because I wasn't raised right. But yeah, Carcat has a good tongue. That's not what I meant. Anyways, hi, troll girl. Sup? Oh, yes, I wanted to meet you guys. Are you the same aliens who harassed us for years and then stopped for seemingly no reason, but actually probably because the fake mailman ruined everything? Wow, damn, Jade. Sorry, that's not how I meant it. Who are you people? Where am I? Jade takes a step towards nepeta, who bristles and hisses, her back arching. At this moment, you're pretty confident in your assessment of the bug theming for the trolls, but they really continue to be cat-adjacent, don't they? Maybe cats are just the only cultural touchstone you have for fierce but skittish creatures with a lot of hair. While you're busy pondering cats, nepeta does a wild scamper for the window. Oh, fuck. This is a tower. This is a tower. This is a tower. Oh, no. Fuck, you really didn't think that one through. Sorry, nepeta. You really should have warned. Holy shit, something sure as hell on fire. Why is... Did we take the wrong one back? Oh, no. Little Timmy's dad fell asleep at the grill, dude. Dude had one too many Bud Lights, limes, and burned the whole fucking rack of ribs. Ribs ain't cheap, Dad. Now the barbecue's up in smoke. Who's gonna eat that Walmart potato salad without ribs? No one, that's who. Oh, damn, you got a little overzealous with your zaps and brought Dave along with you. So this is where Carcat's from. No wonder he's such a spastic pile of personality disorders. Pretty redneck. Well, at least Beck prevented you from bringing Jade along. Oh, this isn't the ruins. This isn't the island. Sorry to just crash your party like this, nepeta. You really didn't mean to bring, like, half your alien friend group to her house. Nepeta is standing beside the dying fire, where the haunch has fallen apart into blackened chunks. Her hands are twisted in layers of her coat, and she is shaking from head to toe. God, you just completely invaded her space. You are so totally... Oh no. Pounce has placed herself between nepeta and the rest of you, or more accurately, between nepeta and Jade. Her hackles are up, her two mouths hissing. Oh, fuck. Does she smell Beck on Jade? This sucks, actually. Pounce, wait, don't do anything just yet. Pounce! Do you get there in time? I kinda wanna see no just to see what happens, but I don't wanna see Jade, fucking dead, so yes, we get there in time. Pounce's claws feel big as they look. They're sharp too. Sharp claws. Incredible. Those claws. Santa claws. Red soaks into green velvet of your dress, slicking it heavy against your chest and stomach. Christmas. Wind whistles in your ears, accompanied by the strange ringing of chimes. Oh no, those are screams. You collapse backward, waiting for the inevitable curtain of darkness to fall on your consciousness. Oh, well, you'll do better next time. Or not. Instead of hitting the ground and finding yourself catapulted back to a menu screen, a pair of hands catches you and eases you down to the cave floor. Several pairs, actually. Your head is cushioned by something soft, and for a moment the voices around you come into focus. Don't have any idea what to do you? First aid and shit, but I'm pretty sure they don't have any actual organs. Shh, please, everybody be quiet. Darkness closes in on you, but it's a kinder darkness than you're used to. A darkness untouched by failure. Consciousness fades back in on slow waves of sensation. The first thing you see is firelight on the cave wall, strange shadows lapping across the rock and playing out a story you believe you could understand if your body was a little less heavy and your brain a little less full of mush. You try to sit up. Wow, you are not going to sit up. Don't try to sit up. You're going to start bleeding again. Dave, go get nepeta, they're awake. Oh, dope, okay. Hey, Lejon. Here, kitty kitty. I twitch my cute as fuck little... I twitch my cute as fuck little nose in a sultry come hither for the homeless catwoman alien who lives in this cave. I'm coming, hold your hoof beast. Jade, Dave, you're both here on Alternia? You didn't think that was possible, at least not for Jade. Yeah, was gonna mention back before you got gutted by Kim of the White Lion. You didn't think that'd work. Don't you always get dog blocked? You thought you did, but maybe you were just lucky. You just caught a lucky break and got in there while Beck was napping or doing some other important dog stuff. I guess Beck has been acting sort of weird recently. He's been way less protective and bossy. He doesn't even get shirty with me when I go to the ruins. Jade, I hate to break it to you, that's not weird, that's normal. Dogs aren't supposed to chew the remote, or dogs are supposed to chew the remote and shit on the carpet, not raise you from childhood. Animals are not parents. You know a couple trolls who might disagree with that, but you digress. Wow, your body doesn't feel good. That's because Pounce almost killed you. I wasn't even sure you could die, but you proved me wrong. You did a pretty good job of almost dying, but you aren't dead. Dave held your guts in. It was very gross and extremely fascinating. Wasn't a big deal. What kind of clown hasn't staunched copious bleeding from a gut wound, honestly? Dave, I think that's we're not gonna talk about that. Time to go back to preschool, kids. You are impressed and horrified. Dave shrugs. Jade sewed you up like Jade sewed you up. She's like a fucking Susan B. Anthony with that needle, except not American. Was Susan B. Anthony American? Did America even exist at that point? Maybe she was English. I've never sewn anything up that wasn't a corpse. It was fun. Again, you are terrified but impressed. But the two of them, they're okay. They look alright, a little grimy, but otherwise unharmed. You're really sorry that you zapped them here and then passed out for what was most likely days. I'm chill. Yeah, it's been great, honestly. Which really goes to show you how fun our normal lives are. Yeah, kind of pathetic actually when you think about it. But nepeta has Wi-Fi at least. He holds up his phone, open to a messenger app. You can just make out familiar lines of red and gray text. Oh my god, Dave and Carcat. Coming through. Nepeta appears, shooing aside Dave and Jade and hunkering down at your bedside, or on your pile of furs on the cave floor. Her hair hangs lank around her face and patches of your blood liberally stain her coat, but apart from that, she seems to be in an excellent mood. Hi Nepeta, sorry for bleeding all over the place. Don't be silly. Just drink this. She hands you a small clay cup filled with something hot. What is it? Herbs. She pronounces the H. What kind of herbs? Healthy ones. Probably some dang shit mailman better watch out. I feel like Nep knows where to get the nip if you catch my drift. Shh. Wait, Aqueet? Shh, Aqueet, stop being weird. They'll help with the healing process. I find them in the woods. Well, damn, if you find them in the woods. I get most of my remedies from the jungle too, Dave. Grandpa left me plenty of antibiotics and formaldehyde, but nothing for a headache or a bad tummy. He just used to tell me to chin it up, little Jadelet. Oh yeah, bro's the same way. Ibuprofen, never heard of him. There's nowhere to get jungle medicine, though, unless you're talking about the concrete jungle. Like, there's an old guy named Stevie who camps out in the lobby, and hell fucking hook you up, but I also think he's a sex offender. Your planet sounds like so much fun. Yeah, that's alright. You thank Nepeta for the herb and take a little sip. Sure does taste like a bunch of boiled grass. Could be worse. You think Nepeta probably made the cup herself. She probably made everything in here. Honestly, if there's anywhere on the planet that you could choose to get mortally wounded, doing it near Nepeta was probably the right call. Nepeta smooths smooth your blanket with little nervous passes of her hand. She's back to not looking you in the eye. I had a long talk with Pounce and told her that she's been a very bad kitty. She feels just awful about it and would like to make it up to you if she can. She's hunting something extra delicious right now. Oh, Pounce didn't mean to do that. It really wasn't her fault. You just got your dumb ass in the middle of everything as usual. Better you than Jade, definitely, since you're the main character and therefore probably can't die permanently. That makes no sense to me. It's fine. What was it? You said it earlier. That's his Sona's name? Oh, that is right. Dave does have a fursona. I forgot about that. A quet. Can you hand me that perlo? Oh, which one? What does Nepeta keep calling Dave? A queet? We bonded over shared interests. Except some of us are totally 100% earnest in our interests instead of acceptably ironic. Which is fine, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Okay, you won't. The world begins to soften around the edges, melting like a scoop of ice cream. These herbs certainly appear to be the good shit. No matter what choices you make, when this particular writer gets a hold of you, you tend to do drugs. Your thoughts slide into one another, dissolving. You see your friends arrayed out before you, the two lonely girls and the strange, intense boy with hidden eyes. They watch you anxiously. You started this journey believing you needed to save these kids, and maybe that's still true. They certainly need someone to fix this mess in their lives, and their planets, and the crushing weight of brutal reality bearing down on them. But maybe you need saving too. Maybe you can all save each other. Whatever, you're high now. Go rest now. Oh, she's showing them that she did this. Oh, I love them so much. She's showing off her shipping charts. She's showing them off. Oh my god. Oh my god, I literally love them. Oh my god. Okay, so now what happens? So now, is Jade gonna die? Okay, this was... Stop this nonsense. No. That was the wrong one. We play along with it, but then we distract. That's what it was. Deflect. She is in fur dumping. No. The next few moments happen so fast that you barely have a chance to catch sight of them, let alone intervene. Pounce leaps over Nepeta, landing on a rock and springboarding off it with her back claws and right at Jade. Oh god, oh no. Pounce's claws are so big and sharp and Jade is just a little girl. Bang! Oh no! Oh no. Nepeta's gonna kill us. There's a sprite that I know is in this game that is Nepeta's, and we haven't seen it yet, and I think we're about to. Pounce hits the ground with a thud so heavy it vibrates up through your legs. Smoke curls out the nose of Jade's rifle, the shot loud enough to make you all go temporarily deaf, so you don't hear Nepeta's scream as more than a sigh like a wind or the distant wail of a train. Yeah, there it is. She leaps for Pounce, eyes blazing wide and unseeing. Jade starts forward and Nepeta shrieks, breaking out with her claw gauntlets and catching Jade across the arm. Holy fuck. Jade reels backwards, arm held protectively against her chest. Her shoulders heave with the thick, choking breaths. Then she turns and runs from the cave. Jade! Jesus. Fucking Jesus dick. Dave tears off after her. Holy shit, this is a complete nightmare. You teeter, torn between two disasters. Nepeta cradles her Lucis under her lap, rocking slowly back and forth. You say her name once, twice. She doesn't even seem to be aware you're there. You've done everything you can here. That is, you've done nothing. You hurry off the mouth of the cave, hoping to get a glimpse of red and white. There's nothing. Just endless sways of trees and chirps of the night creatures. Nothing to suggest that two human kids, one bleeding profusely, have ever been here. Motherfuck, how could you let this happen? You need to find those kids. You imagine Jade, her copious hair, the bright smile of her tired eyes. You stand at the edge of a canyon, alone. It's clear there's no one around for miles. You aren't anywhere near Nepeta's cave. Jade could have never gotten here this fast. You messed up somehow. You think of Jade again, but this time you add the stricken expression and blood dripping from her forearm. You appear in an old train station. Fuck, okay. At least you can see the damn woods now, but still, no Jade. You think of Dave. Sardonic glint, casually muttering his jokes to himself before typing them out. Shit, damn it. Why do we go to Karkat? This isn't even the right planet, ugh. Yeah, you know, calm down, T-posing god person. You zap back down to the mouth of the cave. The fire has died down, everything is still. And just the sight of the dark opening makes you feel sure you're not welcome here. A girl lost her Lucis, and it's your fault. 2 human strangers are lost in the wilds of Alternia, and it is your fault. Your powers are growing, you can feel it. That's why Beck couldn't stop you. Then why can't you find the kids? Because they aren't where they belong. You fucked something up again. The continuity, the timeline, something. Thematically, Dave and Jade don't fit here, but now they're stuck all alone because of you. Ooh. Bad end. Bad boy end. So which one's the canonical ending there? Was it... I'm assuming it's the group end, right? Because we technically had 2 nice endings. We had the Meow Rails ending, and then we had the group end. Because it always feels like there's a true ending for all these routes, to some extent. That was horrible. Yeah, that was rough. It's always a mix-up of whether we end with the bad endings, or whether we end with the good endings. But, you know who's next now? Oh... It's Sollux time! It's Sollux time! Oh my god. Oh my baby boy. It's my bee boy. Oh my bee little guy. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is it. You think this Sollux guy is going to be a piece of grub cake. From what both Karkat and I have told you, the poor guy recently got ghosted by his girlfriend? Best friend? You're not quite sure what they were, and apparently neither do their friends. For trolls, friend seems to be as loaded of a word as girlfriend. Regardless, from what you've managed to gather, they were quite close, and her ghosting him has had some serious emotional effects. Thing is, the guy sounds like a mess, and looks like a loser, and boy is he ready for you. He's been flying low for a while, and you're ready to scoop him up and baby feed him the tenderest of worms directly into his mouth. Figuratively speaking, unless he's into that. So are you, and you're so fucking ready to do it, literally. Out of all your mutual friends, Karkat has shown the most concern in the most backhanded of ways. Trapped in the throes of an extremely online sick-sweepdom, he's been unable to tell Sollux he's worried. And so, instead of having an honest conversation with a longtime friend, Karkat has arranged for an Alternian meet brute between the 2 of you. It's foolproof, which means it's you-proof. Karkat gave you an honestly frightening amount of detail on Sollux's everyday routine. The main difficulty is, he seldom leaves his hive. He's kind of an indoor boy. Today, though, you've gotten lucky. Sollux has made plans to see a friend, and you're going to casually bump into the guy and play out all of Karkat's carefully curated plans, step by step, and befriend him. Karkat, you are so down bad for this man. Oh my god. Please just make out already. Please. I need you to make out with Sollux already. Please, Karkat. Oh my god. But first, he actually has to show. For someone with such a rigid schedule, he's sure not great at sticking to it. So you're just left here, an alien train station, sitting on an alien bench and trying not to make eye contact with any of the aliens around you. Sure, they might be potential friends, but no. You're pretty sure that Sollux is the guy for you this time around. You know it's the same way you've known everything else since this particular leg of your meandering journey had begun. It's gotta be Doc Scratch, right? That cue ball-looking motherfucker stole your memories of all your previous buddies. It stands to reason that he stole some other ones, too. In fact, Aradia helping you remember has just made you realize that there could be so many other things you forgot. You can't shake the feeling that you're still being used, that everything you do, every move you make, feeds back into some shitty mastermind's plan. You've tried zapping back to Doc Scratch's mansion, but you can't get there, either. He's out of bounds, so you've just defaulted to your usual thing. Friend acquisition. You are playing into someone's hand, you just know it. But the alternative is just to do nothing. Sit quietly in a room alone and not have any contact with anyone. And who knows if that is exactly what Doc Scratch wants you to be doing in the first place. It's really hard to do anything at all the time. Anyway, Sollux. You've heard a lot about this dude, and you're certain he's heard all about you. How could he not? You are basically best friends with everybody he knows. You are an unstoppable friending force. Aw, fuck, there he is! He's pretty much exactly the way you imagine. How did Karkat put it? A skinny fuck and a total loser who would be utterly lost without Karkat's devotion and guidance? Yep, just like that. What should you do? Tell me you're Karkat's friend. The time isn't right. Time isn't right yet. You decide to hang back and wait a little longer. You stay on the platform a few polite feet away from him. Before long, a train pulls up, and you see Sollux take a furtive peek inside and before walking back to the platform. That's interesting. A second train comes in, and he seems to deem this one worthy and hops in. Did he wait for the second train? He waited. You counted 10 before rushing in. The car is almost empty. It's just you and Sollux, and a pile of blankets in the corner. The inside of the car is beefy. Man, trolls really do love bugs. Sollux takes a beach seat and puts his bag next to him, so there's no chance anyone will sit there. Luckily for you, the one in front of him is still empty. They're all empty, actually, so you take it. There's something a little nostalgic about this setup. It feels like any minute now Sollux is going to ask you some arbitrary questions that may affect some cosmetic choices in your life moving forward. But he doesn't. In fact, Sollux's face remains totally neutral. All he does is acknowledge your presence. All he does to acknowledge your presence is lift one single brow. The time you've spent near him may have been short so far, but the idea of him you've built in your head is quite strong. You've heard enough from his friends to know that he's not bothered at all. However, if you didn't know any better, you would say Sollux is emitting the energy of someone who walked into an empty bathroom and chose the most secluded stall, only for someone to walk in and choose the one next to him. Which is nonsense, because you do know better. All the secondhand knowledge you've got of this guy can't be wrong. He's doing what you've mentally dubbed his tsundere act. You keep staring. Can I help you, dude? This isn't how you expected to introduce yourself, but you do it anyway. Okay. He pointedly pulls out his phone and doesn't look at you anymore. Okay, so you're sensing that he needs some space. You pull out your own phone. What? There was doubt that you had one because it hadn't been mentioned in the good 2/3 of this game, huh? Silly. Little did you know, the phone survived it, all in your hoodie pocket. They truly don't make phones like this anymore. Sollux is holding his horizontal, which gives you the feeling that he's playing a video game. Well, he's got you beat already. You don't have any games of yours. You decide, you got any games on your phone? You got any games on your phone? You decide instead to go through your messages and, wow, you had so many plans with so many of your friends, and you went and disappeared on them. Fuck, they were all counting on you. Okay, you got this. Harkat has basically shown you this guy's entire games library, and you're going to super casually bring up games he likes. No problem. There was a name on it that had really surprised you, but in hindsight it makes sense. Back at home, game's still widely popular. Nobody knows exactly where Minecraft came from, but fuck, everybody loves it. You loudly announced that. Oh my god, we're so cringe! We're so cringe! Oh my god, Sollux would never talk to me in real life. Oh, this is so bad. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment swirling fucking deep into my core. You loudly announced to absolutely fucking nobody, because you're so casual and friendly that you love Minecraft. Every gamer knows that, but you get no reaction. Fuck, the guy can probably tell you don't even know how to use a texture pack. That's fine, no harm done. You know he's also a huge fan of attack drone in solid state. You didn't have time to find anything about it on Borgle. Besides, the fact that it was apparently staunchly anti-war. The guy making the game got away with it for a while before the Empire caught up with him. Mostly because nobody actually understood what the fuck it was about. Name dropping it alone would surely be enough to show him what a badass gamer you are. Nothing. God. Group Stronghold 2? No. Fortnite. Damn. You were completely certain all these sick games would prove irresistible conversation topics. You look thick. I don't actually give a fuck, but please don't puke on my shoes. That startles you. Immediately you reassure me you're fine. That sounds like bullshit, but I believe it since I don't want to make this any more awkward. I'm Sollux. Oh, you're surprised he's changed his tune so fast. You're that alien everyone is talking about, aren't you? How did he know? You've been messaging me for days, dude, and been totally weird and weirdly invasive to me. Whatever, I'm in a good mood today, so we're starting over. Oh, okay, this isn't that bad, you can do this. You introduce yourself over again and try to play off the fact that you know a creepy amount of insider knowledge about this guy. I don't see what the big... Hey! Why are you being so loud? Can't you see I'm trying to sleep here? A small olive blood troll pops out from the blankets in the corner. Somehow this really shakes Sollux. We need to leave immediately. Why? You don't understand. This guy here is going to die, and we're going to go with him if we don't get out right fucking now. So what will you do? Teleport away from the danger, tell Sollux something is wrong. I trust Sollux's death sense. Sollux's doom sense. As the train continues to shake, you grab Sollux's arm and teleport. And somehow, you end up in front of John's house. We're just rolling the dice, baby! Huh, well... all the places you visited, his neighborhood is probably the friendliest, and there's something about knowledge that Dad is around the area that makes you feel safe. Like, if you needed it, you could absolutely get a dose of parental guidance, or at least a fresh croissant. You turn to check on your new friend. Sollux is scrunched up on the house's shadow, trying to play it cool, but is obviously shaken by how sunny it is. Once you realize that you are indeed not being burned alive by the sun, he visibly relaxes. What the actual fuck did you do? This is obviously not Alternia. It's a little hard to explain things without flexing at this point, so you allow yourself to brag a little in hopes of impressing Sollux. You explain that not only is he safe, but also John programs a little. He's probably worse than Carcat at it, but it'll surely cheer Sollux up. You're certain Dave is also around, and he reminds you a little of, can you stop? Fuck. Stop what? I don't think you get how weird you're being. I haven't told you anything about me, but somehow you managed to know a lot of really personal information about me. Honestly, it's kind of creepy as fuck. I know you're friends with basically all my friends, and I'm sure they told you I'm kind of a loose piece of shit and grumpy and hard to get along with, and half the time I feel like I don't even deserve them, and then you walked in and they all adored you instantly. Fuck, even Ek likes you. You don't understand, shouldn't this make your friendship easier? You don't get it. I'm way more complex than whatever the fuck I say online and what my friends have told you. Real life isn't like a dating sim in which you fumble your way into the right choices. Why do you even want to friend me? Well, both of you share so many friends, it's only natural, isn't it? Sollux looks at you, his expression remains neutral, yet somehow you feel harshly judged. I don't think you understand how things work for people like me. I had to wake up, I had a wake-up call in which I realized nothing I do really matters. Whether I want it or not, I'm destined to be a war machine. I already got a taste of it once. It can't be harder than the first blood, right? He smiles a little. It makes you feel worse. Sollux is letting you in on something that you don't have the full picture of. Or for. Anything you could say at this point wouldn't be any help. I'm stupid enough that I'll resist. So it will definitely suck big time for me. But I already made the mistake of trusting someone who let me believe I could make a change. But it's hard to do the list! But Fifth got fucked up, that's that. That is, most certainly not that. It's not too late. Things are better, you've made sure of it. You can make a change, both of you. You're not entirely sure what he's talking about, but he doesn't have to become anything he doesn't want to. I can see why others might like you. And for whatever it's worth, I do wish I could believe you too. Before you can react, he's flying away. Fuck, shit. Now he's lost on Earth. Oh god, he could have at least waited for you to get him back home. What if the wrong people find him and do fucked up experiments on him? Oh, but he definitely doesn't want anything to do with you. See you in space, gamer. Damn, we really just, you know what? Maybe this is a better place for him. I mean, he got out of, fucking, getting helmed. That's a solution, right? Okay, the time isn't right. So nothing's wrong. This is gonna go so well. You put your hand on Sollux's shoulder. There is nothing wrong. The train continues to shake. Are you out of your mind? We have to... The shaking suddenly stops as it started, or stops as suddenly as it started. Both Sollux and Sleepy Troll look around confused. Everything looks fine. Sleepy Troll just yawns and goes back under the covers. I don't understand. This isn't how things work. What did you do? Who knows? You're not entirely sure what Sollux thought was going to happen. Is he okay? No. I hear voices. You hope he's getting the right help for that. No, you recycled asswipe. The voices of the dead, or more importantly, the eminently deceased. And I very clearly heard the voice of the blanket troll right there. But now, I don't, and that doesn't happen. That's never happened before. Oh, well, isn't this a good thing? It's not bad. That makes you happy here. You feel like you're finally making progress and getting through to him. Sorry, I got really stressed for a moment. Oh, this is awkward. You reassure him it's fine. You enjoy the rest of the ride with him in mostly companionable silence. The train pulls in what seems like the right stop when Sollux stands up. You're friends with Kayan, right? Kanaya? Oh, yes, you very eagerly nod. Well, I'm headed her way if you're interested. You're nowhere near as annoying as PZ and KK made you sound. Sollux smiles, and it's the first time you've seen him genuinely smile in your time together. You tell him that you would love to see Kanaya again. Wait, hold on. Trezzy and Parquet think you're annoying? He snorts. No, they just describe you honestly, and being how you are, it's part of your charm, I guess. As long as he finds it charming too, you're okay with this backhanded compliment. Dude, you've got to stop being so overeager. It's a little embarrassing. But anyway, I hope you didn't have a heavy breakfast. Huh? Does he expect you to run there? You can teleport easily. You can get there fast. That's nice, but we're going to arrive with more style. Before he's done talking, you're already in midair. You've been lifted by psionics before, but it's the first time you feel completely weightless. It's like gravity is completely forgotten, you have to answer to it. Brace yourself, I refuse to slow down. So you do. Everything around you becomes a blur. You don't know you're somewhere, but everything just looks like colors. When the world sharpens back into view, you're in Kanaya's hive. Sollux looks smug. Kanaya looks from him to you and back again. Well, I am happy you have made a friend. I wish you had given me a warning. No offense. None taken. You are a little curious as to why you had to take the train over. Sollux seems like he could have easily flown here, so why? Can a dude just be super fucking jazzed about public transportation? Yeah! Oh my god, I'm so jazzed about public transportation. I love you! Fuck the entire planet and stupid fucking chemospectrum system, but at least the train can take you where you need to go for the most part. But you can't say the same runs true from where you are, no. He knows I will not open the door otherwise. Oh? Can, you're really killing my vibe here. Completely harassing it. Well, I would like to think our friend would appreciate knowing that while powerful, you are still developing your control, and I would rather not have to mop your brains off my front door. Are we really doing this again, Miriam? On last name basis again, Solluxander? That's not his name. Yes, we are doing this again. Being the naturally curious person you are, you've amassed a good amount of troll anatomy knowledge. Thus far, weird alien brain anatomy has eluded you. What happens if I have big brains that is almost as big as mine? What really happens is that when we were younger, Sollux would get really sleepy if he used his power too much. Then KN found Global, and found terms like dopamine, noradrenaline, and psioline, and now Steve thinks he knows better than me. Sollux, please. I sent you the links. We both think the same amount. Yeah, whatever. I came to do a favor, so I decided I needed assistance for a change. Sollux, if you are going to make excuses, make good ones. Instead of being annoying or embarrassed, Sollux seems delighted to hear Kanaya's words. He already looks way more relaxed in his element than he was in the train. So what's the problem with that? Where is it? Oh, you see, the keyboard will not work. I just have no idea what happened. Kanaya points to a computer. It's very clearly been cut in half. Most likely sawed in half. Very cleanly, you must add. Sollux looks at it like he's seriously considering what could have happened with this computer. Did you try turning it on and off? Naturally. I figured something like this had happened, so I came prepared. He pulls out some things from his bag, including what looks like an identical version of Kanaya's computer. You think this may happen a lot. While he gets to work setting things up, Kanaya takes you aside. I have to say I'm really impressed. Yes, you are quite impressive. Sollux has not been at his best recently. You see, we had what you may call a falling out in our friend group, which resulted in three serious injuries and one death, the details of which are not mine to share. But Sollux was used in a rather heinous way, and I did not distance myself in any way from the troll who caused all of this. And Sollux, in a very Sollux fashion, blamed himself and withdrew from all his friends, and when he started talking again, he still refused to engage me in conversation, until he finally acknowledged my medical condition. Oh boy, I hadn't mentioned the medical condition up until this point. We hope you haven't accidentally made her overexert herself, or been rude in any way. We wonder if it's okay to ask. I can see you are interested in what my condition is. It is quite serious and frustrating at times, but I have stopped blaming myself for it, and just accepted it as part of my life. You nod. You are overall a rather healthy individual. You tend to get injured on a weekly basis, but somehow always miraculously come out on top of it just fine. You are truly one lucky son of a bitch. It's still a little embarrassing to admit. You tell her that she's your friend and you will not judge her at all. In fact, you want to take a moment to appreciate her for not judging you. She definitely has it more together than you. She smiles one of the warmest smiles she's given you. Very well. I'm not proud of this, but I am. My medical condition is that I am bulge cursed. By Vriska. Frisco cursed my bulge. What? You gave it her. Holy shit. Thank you. I have learned to live with it. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's wrong with Kanaya's bulge? Kanaya, God, you are just so sorry about this. I'm joking. Oh, okay. I'm making a joke about my crush on Vriska being a medical condition. I thought it would bring a bit of levity to the situation, but you just look so concerned. You tell Kanaya that her sarcasm face looks a lot like her normal face. Yes, people have told me that before. Sollux chooses that moment to slide back in. With all that, thank you. And Vriska gave her erectile dysfunction. That would be fucking wild. I added something that you've been bothering me about for a while. They move towards the computer, and you can't see the screen from where you are, but you can see Kanaya's face light up at whatever they're doing. Oh, Sollux. I know you did not want to share these pictures. I hope I did not push too far. No, you didn't. I was just being a stupid fuck, and I don't know why I was so hung up on it. I'm thick now. Technically an adult. Not really, but thank you. It means a lot to me. Yeah, whatever. We both look like stupid girls in these pictures. That immediately grabs your attention. Well, we were quite young. You try moving closer to peek, but Kanaya throws you an absolutely murderous look. Whatever embarrassing childhood memory lane they're going down, it seems it's deeply personal to Sollux. For once in your life, you mind your own business. It's kind of awkward to see myself like that. What the fuck am I wearing? It was very fashionable for the time. I would have had, I would know I had to have made it for you. It's not you or the fashion, it's just... picking up on his discomfort, Kanaya saved the day before you butt in. Focus more on what you had done to your own hair. So, Alexander, what had you been thinking when you did that? Hey! After a few more minutes of reminiscing, they move away from the computer and back to where you're standing. I hope they both appreciate your staying in your own lane. You're staying in your own lane. Anyways, I have to say I'm rather surprised to see you accompany. Yeah, I guess I got my whole lone barkeep reputation to keep up, but what can I say? Is that why Miss Pixis keeps bringing up the delightful conversations you two are having? Well, I got big fucking news. Turns out she's not as boring as I thought she'd be. It's going. Going where? Sollux shrugs. Just going. Kanaya hums an agreement, but decides to drop it. It's funny to think that we thought this guy was a complete loser. He seems to have more game than the average gamer. A stealth chat, in a way. Wait, hold on. Why does Kanaya get to introduce Sollux to someone, but Karka has to come up with an incredibly convoluted plan for you to meet him? No offense to you or KK, but KK has no filter on who he lets into his life. Yeah, no offense. You feel like you may start taking actual offense. I hate meeting new people. Do I look like I know what the fuck a date is? Bitch, I'll kill you. No, you will not. No, I won't. It's a meme. Fuck KN. She smiles pleasantly. You feel a bit like an outsider, like you're missing some history between them, but you can't help but feel a little warm on the inside at the sight of friendship. Anyway, we should leave soon. Why? I thought you were going to stay the day. It's a rather long journey. It's whatever. I left some shit running that I need to check on. Oh, hacker shit? Of course not. Very well, at least let me get a couple of shirts I fixed for you, and if you'd be kind enough to drop a couple of things at the drone office. I fixed a sweater for Karka. Yeah, no problem. The moment Kanaya steps away, Sollux is in your face. So we are not staying over because you're obviously not fixed, and having you for a sleepover would be fucking weird. We can't argue with that. But also, you seem okay. I wouldn't mind spending more time with you, which is something I don't tell everybody. There's a frozen muscle beast nectar place near the drone office. We can go there. Oh, fuck. Oh, yes. It's a friend date. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got the fucking... We're sharing the popsicle. Oh, shit. Look at the guy. Fucking lad. Sweet victory. I literally love this dude. Alright. So, we did the two options for this time, isn't right? Slim your Karkat's friend. This is probably going to be a short round, I assume, because I assume the last one was the true ending. You greet Sollux cheerily and tell him that you're Karkat's friend and that you know all about him. Sollux looks you up and down. His nose, the fucking expressions. My god. Look at the snark on this man. Look at the fucking snark. He really is not... He is not a fan. Sollux looks you up and down, his nose wrinkles like he just stepped on a piece of particularly fragrant dog shit. You stealthily check the sole of your shoe to see if the unpleasant aroma is coming from you. Nope. Then what's wrong? Did you come on too strong? Oh no, you fool. You absolute fucking buffoon. This guy is part of the most suppressed class of people on Alternia. Of course he's wary of you. He probably can't even tell if you're a PC or console gamer, or how objectively right your opinions about RPGs are. Timing was absolutely crucial here. You should have approached him as if he were a delicate baby gazelle, just inching up to the watering hole for a fresh sip of Mountain Dew, and then before he knew it, pounced and recounted to him how much you'd managed to break Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 with all the sick moves you learned, dazzled him with your objectively right gaming opinions. This is so fucking typical. He didn't even fucking ask. Just fuck! He can't mind his own fucking business. You are utterly confused. That wasn't part of Parkat's script. This is just like the GZ thing all over again. He never fucking asks. He never fucking warns me. Not all your friends have to be friends with each other. Why is that so fucking hard for him to understand? Fuck. I want nothing to do with that juggler piece of shit and whatever the hell you are. Juggler? Gross an eyebrow. Oh, sorry, I hadn't pegged you as a honky ass licker. But I should have known you better. You look the part. Sollux is absolutely unimpressed. Wow, you weren't expecting this. Are you experiencing a heated gamer moment right now? You think these might be Alternian slurs, but you can't really confirm without whipping your phone out in front of him and making a fool of yourself by opening the Urban Dictionary in the conversation. The train pulls away from the platform, but the troll in front of you seems to have completely forgotten about that. What the fuck do you want? You very bluntly tell him that you've heard he's having a rough time, and you just want to be his friend. Some of his friends have told you that they're worried, and Sollux looks absolutely livid right now. Did KK tell you I needed help? Well, no, it wasn't. You let out identical yelps and turned to see a ridiculously minuscule clown car, just really fucking small. There are two big horns on the front and two bigger ones on the back. Motherfucking miracles. The small door of the car opens and out comes a shoe that really had no business in being in a car. Really had no business in that car in the first place. There's absolutely no way that Gamzee fits in there, but somehow he's folding himself out. You turn to see Sollux share a consternated look, but he just seems annoying. A leg follows the shoe, accompanied by a series of cracks as he unfolds himself from inside the car. Recently, you've become a bit of a bone expert. You are most certain that that is not a noise that they should be making. You can't look away. You are absolutely hypnotized by this display of clowniness. Aw no. Hey motherfuckers. I was just all out and about when I happened upon the two of y'all. Can't hardly believe my oculars. Sollux, my good bitch. I haven't seen you since, fucking, when's the first time we met? Oh, so you're double teaming me now. This is some sick shit. Just trying to clown me from both sides. Now hold on, Gamzee wasn't part of the plan. Ah shit, there goes, this always goes through their rom-coms. It's okay, my most lustful friend. There is no need for plans. We are part of the greater plan that brought us together. Sollux takes a step back, takes a critical look at both of you, and flies so fast the shockwave almost topples you over. Gamzee waves him a very unaffected goodbye, eyes glazed over. Well, you beefed it. A very real word describing a real action that people take. You beefed it big time. You say beans out loud because you beefed it so hard that you made yourself an entire meal. Aw, it's okay, my most universal friends. That's just how motherfuckers says hi sometimes, by flying away from you as fast as possible. I know it'll cheer you up. It's drugs, isn't it? It's definitely drugs. Yay, we get drugs! What is the clown car? Bro, what is up with his fucking clown car? That is insane. Thank you, Timothy, for the hydrate in the stretch. I will drink now. Oh my goodness. Oh, my bones are cracking. Oh, and there's Sollux going off. I don't think I cared for that route. I don't think I really liked that route. There wasn't enough Sollux in it. Not that, no, that's not, I mean, there was Sollux in it, but I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. Eridan time. The worst troll next. I fucking hate Eridan. Oh my god. If PesterQuest manages to make me like Eridan. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. There's no such thing as enough sollux. We always need more of him. Yeah, for real. Looks like you're back on the beach, prowling around like you're looking for lost coins and trash with a metal detector. Except you're looking for friends and people whose lives you can make a little better with your reality warping powers. Come to think of it, maybe you should be looking for lost coins. You're not exactly made of money right now, to say the least. Yeah, Willow, that's about right. We didn't really do anything with sollux, we just kind of were observing. Like, if we compare it to, like, Carcat's route, Dave's route, you know, of course those are the two that first come on, but even, like, Nepeta's route, like, we kind of became friends with them first, and then kind of saw them interact with other people. Yeah. Oh, I fucking hate this prick. Oh my god. Why do they draw him so nice? He's drawn pretty well. Like, this is a nice-looking sprite. He looks kind of nice, but you are... God, I fucking hate this prick. Oh my god, I hate Eridan. Oh, I hate him so much. You look up and see a fishy dude sitting sadly on the shore. Not fishy in the sense that he's suspicious, but in the sense that he literally has fins on his face. Although he's definitely a little fishy in the other sense, too. After a few seconds, he heaves an exaggerated sigh and turns his head in your direction. It seems his brooding has been paused momentarily. Hey, you over there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The one looking around to see if there's anyone else I'm talking to when you're literally the only person around for miles. Yes, thank you for pointing to yourself. Are you that alien friend slut everyone keeps talking about? Friend slut? Wow. You tell the guy that, yes, you are the friend slut. It's you. That is basically exactly what you are. It's what you do. Slut for friends. You ask him who called you that in the first place. You're going to need to thank him for giving you such an apt terminology with which to describe yourself. Was it sollux? You'd bet a lot of money that it was sollux. No, it wasn't sollux. No, it wasn't fucking sollux. God. Jeez, you really are a hyperactive little bulge muncher, aren't you? No, that was something I came up with myself. After hearing everyone talk about you and shower you with praise on Trollian. I'm Eridan, by the way. I'm very rich and very important around here. And by that, I mean on this planet. Wow, you sincerely thank Eridan for his nicknaming services. Something tells you that this guy might actually kind of suck, though. God, I suck. My Moirail and my Kismesis both spontaneously realized how much of an ungrateful piece of troll garbage I am recently, and they dumped the hell out of me. Ripped my goddamn heart out like it was part of a grisly offering to the gods. Eridan turns a dramatic eye to the ocean. Oh, it's time for a fucking feelings jam. Fuck yeah. You can't believe your luck, you can't believe your luck in running into one motherfucker on this planet desperate enough to just tell you, a complete stranger, all of his troubles. It's giving you the perfect ammo. Ammo with which to pierce his heart with, like, you know, the power of friendship or something. So I'm, like, going through a lot of... at the moment, because honestly, at this point, I'm feeling pretty worthless. Nobody wants to deal with me or date me or hate me. Nobody's gonna put up with my unending tidal wave of bullshit, so what's even the point anymore? Nobody wants to be my friend now I'm playing me. That's not true. You want to say no. You want to scream it out, so loudly the entire of the beach reverberates with your declaration. Against all better judgment, you want to be his friend. You want to comfort this broken-hearted fish boy. There's definitely something wrong with you. Are you just going to stare at me like that? Listen, I don't do this shit for free. Open up in front of people, in front of other people I've never met. People pay good money for this shit. A good melodramatic and plural wallowing from yours truly usually costs a fucking premium. Oh, what? Yeah, woe is me, etc., etc. Listen, are you gonna give me the cash or what? This guy can't be fucking serious. Why is someone this rich asking you for money? Look, a guy can have hobbies, okay? Sometimes that means taking money from poor people because they saw me when I was having one of my big meetings. You understand, right? Awesome, please pay me for listening to my problems. You're starting to get the idea of why people might have gotten sick enough of this guy to dump him without remorse. Calmly, you let Eridan know that you were simply put broke as hell. Well, that ain't my problem. Tell you what, if you can't compensate me with cash, maybe we could find an alternative method of payment. Oh god, no. No, shut the fuck up. I'm not talking about anything dirty or heinous. Or anything give me a little bit of fucking credit. Listen, I'm still messed up over Fef and Vriss breaking my heart as carelessly as Purbeast knocks over a wine glass, shattering it into a million pieces. If you couldn't tell by my beach gazing, I'm very lonely. What I want is for you to accompany me on a little friendly outing. Oh, is that all? Because honestly, you would have tried to get him to do something like that without any sort of silly prompting on his part, much less an actual emotional extortion. This guy might be even more desperate for friendship than you at your worst, but you say sure, you're absolutely down to do anything with him. Really? That's awesome. Eridan tries to crack a light smile and fails. Well, I think I'll let you decide what we should do together on our little friend date. After all, you're the expert in this. So I'll go anywhere you think of. You have an infinity of choices to choose from here. Hot damn, really? You haven't been this overwhelmed with choices ever. You can choose to go anywhere with this rich fish bastard. That's okay, maybe having an infinite choices is way too much. You have to narrow it down, but you certainly have more options than usual. Or maybe you should just ask him where he wants to go. You decide. Oh my god, what? Okay, what do you guys want to pick? First person in chat to say something, go. I go. First person to say an option. I pick that one. Graveyard. So that's where you want to go. That's fine, I guess. Dig it up and put him in there. Get a Radia to help out. Eridan's frown morphs into a bigger frown. It's clearly not fine for him. Listen, forget this whole thing, actually. I think that maybe we just aren't meant to be friends, given that you couldn't anticipate my needs when you made your decision so carelessly. What the fuck? You thought he was insisting on doing what you wanted. You were completely fine letting him... Oh, god damn it, he's leaving already. Before you even said anything, you stopped paying attention for one freaking text box, and this is what happens. He's moping his way across the beach away from you like a humongous tool. Maybe it was for the best. He was giving you some soft zebra vibes, and if you're honest, for once you don't feel much regret leaving a guy off your friends list. Damn. Alright, we'll go from the bottom up. I'm assuming not all of those are actual options. Head to the anime store. So that's where you want to go. That's fine, I guess. Okay. Are these all bad options? Except for the top one? Teleport to Earth. Okay. I'm assuming the top one is the only actual option. Yes. Hell yes. Hell fucking yes, you know what is up. We are totally in fucking sync. You're not sure if that's a compliment or an insult. No, see, I already had movie tickets. I had them for like a month. And I was planning on going in a few minutes from now anyways. So clearly we were destined to be together as lifelong fucking pals, because you knew exactly what we were always going to do. You're sorry, he had movie tickets this whole time? Why didn't he say so? Oh, you know. I hate this face. I hate this face so much. You don't. You're a little miffed that he was just expecting you to know what he wanted the whole time, but you're not letting it get to you. Moving on, let's get this show on the fucking road. I'm calling up the airship right now, and we can take a nice little scenic route to watch planet-renowned classic known as Shrek 2. What do you say? Your eyes widen a little, and your body instinctively makes a spit-take motion. You're sorry. Shrek 2? Classic? Finally! Someone's speaking your fucking language. It's an unironic masterpiece that... Suddenly a hazy memory pops into your head of Shrek and Eridan standing side by side in a desert, surrounded by a black void of a cracked sky, and just as quickly as it pops in your head, it disappears. Oh boy, what the fuck was that? Is your mind playing tricks on you? Was Eridan just smiling then? You're not entirely sure why that stuck out to you. This vision was just so out of place that if it weren't for Aradia, you'd start thinking that none of your vague past memories were real. In fact, it almost makes you doubt any of what you're experiencing is real. And yet it strikes you as very familiar. Is there something else you forgot somehow? You're focused on your surroundings. Suddenly you're on the airship deck, and Eridan's walking in front of you towards the bridge of the ship. Holy fuck, this airship is huge, you say. When did you get here? You walked on it like any bipedal, quadrupedal, or septipedal alien would. What are you talking about? Sorry, Shrek was making you disassociate. Okay, fine fucker, I'll just say it again. Welcome to the airship de Ancora. It's practically my second or third home, and basically, it's fucking incredible in every conceivable way. No kidding. This airship could probably fit a few city blocks on it, buildings and all. Hell, it looks like it could fit at least 3 more conventional, less airborne ships on it. You'd probably get tired walking from end to end on the damn thing if you didn't teleport. You and Eridan mosey over to the dressing room of the airship. The room is filled with a surprising wide variety of outfits, from various capes to casual t-shirts to flark cosplay to, well, there's a ton of shit here. There's a pile of ornate sticks in the corner too, and you wonder, don't touch the wand pile, by the way, they don't do anything. Since magic is fake as shit after all. You resist the urge to laugh in his face. Of course magic is real. Those are all just confiscations that I confiscated from unscrupulous lowbloods in a store with my many stacks of cash given to the owner. Definitely not something I like having here. Right. Your eyes wander a little bit more around the room, and besides the elaborate costumes with crazy labels, angsting ensemble, really, you see a lot of pretty fancy dresses, and they look pretty neat. You kind of want to put one on. It's about time you add to another fan art generating attire to your wardrobe. Hell no, those dresses are mine. Wait, really? You're a little surprised. You knew he had a sense of fashion, but you didn't know that his taste was so good. The dresses look so pristine. You ask him if he's ever put them on himself before, or if he just keeps them here to look nice. Of course I put them on before. Just, they're privately sold, you know. And before you get the wrong idea, no, I'm not, like, thinking about my gender or anything. I feel like I've seen a lot of trans Eridan. When I put them on, they just feel nice and breezy and shit. I mean, let's be real, gender's more or less fake as hell. Fake as hell mess that puts unnecessary restraints on people's lives anyways. It's just so arbitrary, you know what I'm saying? To nobody's practical benefit, I might add. It's not even like there weren't trolls who were assigned differently at birth even back a long-ass time ago. Point is, the concept of that gender is strict binary isn't archaic. It's just flat out wrong. And I think it's honestly really kind of fucked up. Based, for once in his goddamn life he's based. Especially since people who go out and say it's a stone set immutable fucking law are just using it as an excuse to divide people up and flaunt their superiority. I can't believe the first thing I see is fucking Eridan, the worst timeline, and he's somehow arguing that gender is meaningless. The worst person you just know just made a great point. Also, this is hilarious because this is hello, Chemo Spectrum. You fucking purple-blooded piece of shit. There's something in Eridan's voice that makes it clear he spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff. Something about the way he's recounting it all that makes you think he didn't learn this sort of stuff to impress people or appear woke, as the kids say, or for any reason besides the subject factoring into his personal development in some way. Maybe he isn't so bad. Anyways, let's talk about the I was waiting for it, yeah. Anyone lower than yellow is gutter blood trash that probably doesn't deserve the horrid life they live. Which is why I've planned so many raids on their neighbors on this very airship and spent so much time sniping leagues in the air and shooting holes on low blood feet. That'll show them to have less satisfactory essences coursing through their veins. You immediately fall to your knees and start throwing up on the floor. You quickly reassure Eridan that you didn't unceremoniously barf all over his likely priceless carpet in response to his overwhelmingly classist sentiments and conflicting, almost hypocritical viewpoints on different hierarchical power structures. Dude, imagine being like you're a feminist, but you're just like the most casteist, like racist person. Hardcore feminist, but draws the line at, like, I can excuse racism, but I draw the line at sexism. But I draw the line at the gender binary. No, you just puked your guts out for some other reason, completely different reason. It was probably just something in the air that smelled. Something's probably just full of shit, yeah. Whatever you say, I guess. He decided to hit the conversational go back button and challenge Eridan on a much more interesting topic that came up. Why isn't he very public as an ally if he's so fascinated with the subject of gender? What, are you kidding? I'm not an ally, I haven't fucking done anything. Even if I were, I don't know if you've noticed from my whole quadrant situation, but people know and hate me. It's like, I've been such a relentless flirt that it becomes a policy at some theaters and restaurants for employees who stab specifically Eridan Empora in the hand if I annoy them. Which isn't too big of a deal because violet bloods like me are pretty fucking sturdy, but I suck and I bet half this whole planet knows it. To the extent that, like, if I openly supported something like the destigmatization of gender non-conforming trolls, any existing group would hate me and annoy, and anyone outside of those would use me as an excuse to deride the seriousness of it all. Diversity wins. This Cass's piece of shit respects the pronouns of low bloods he harasses. It's exactly that. Can you tell me your pronouns before I nuke your city? And I'm not gonna be selfish about this thing in particular. Oh, you didn't really think about it like that. Even then, surely it wouldn't be as bad as everyone thinks, right? At this point I'm just used to being hated. Comfortable with it even. At least it means someone's thinking about me. There's a palpable loneliness in his words. Maybe this is why he's so desperate all the time. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Like Sollux. Do you know if he has the rumored and highly sought-after double bulge? Just curious. What? Fuck it, I'll ask him myself. Before you can say anything else to dissuade him from simultaneously being a huge creepy asshole to one of his friends and possibly unraveling one of the most unnecessary mysteries of troll biology, Eridan whips out his palm husk and starts frantically dialing in some numbers with extreme precision. Hey, for fuck's sake, this better not be about your ex again. Didn't I tell you a million times to stop talking to me already? First of all, don't rub it in about Seth Pissblood. I can come to your house and put a bullet through your skull. Second of all, no, I'm here to ask you something else. Do you have a fucking double bulge? Wow, what the fuck? You kind of hate this conversation. When you look at Eridan, you get the feeling that despite initiating it, he kind of does too. He's pacing around frantically. I've heard rumors, pal. First off, not your pal. Second of all, what makes you think I don't have a triple bulge? What makes you think I don't have a triple bulge? Fuck off. Listen, we aren't unraveling this mystery for a couple sleeps at least. It's way too fucking funny to do that. You're way too goddamn lame. Why do I even talk to you? You should be fucking ecstatic that I graced you with my effervescence goddamn phone presence. You mean palm husk. What the fuck ever, dude? Cranky because I'm fucking irresistible, aren't you? Fuck you. Ever since the apocalypse got fucking cancelled, you turned into this completely moronic e-boy, and it's driving me out of my goddamn mind. Lamau, do you even know what an e-boy is? I bet you're just mad because you got cucked by me super hard. What? Yeah, I've basically been making out with FF for the last 30 minutes now. What? Hey Sollux, who are you talking to? An entitled sub. Put Fef on the phone, you quadruple horn dick shitter. Oh, are you finally making fish puns? Yeah, I'm definitely making some kind of pun right now, yeah. Listen, you stupid motherfucker, next time I see you, I will kill you. Really now. Are you really murderous today, or are you just trying to get your daily negging in on me? Listen, how about we settle this whole ass mess now? I'm gonna head over on that airship. You keep driving around in the neighborhood in like 2 hours. Get your dumb ass over here and fight me, fuckboy. You hear a beep from the phone. Sollux hung up. Eridan's face softens from an expression of rage and anger into one of tranquility and calm before he starts to laugh a little. Holy shit. This is a date I'm about to go on. Wow. put a hand on his back and congratulate him. He seems as anxious as he is ecstatic at the moment. Somehow he's completely changed his demeanor from when he was talking with Sollux. It's like he was almost playing up his awfulness. He starts mumbling to himself about what he's going to do and say to Sollux when he gets here. A lot of it sounds pretty rude, but also rather performative, like what a wrestler says when they have a fictional beef. You decide to take this opportunity to snatch a cape. Gotta update your ever-growing wardrobe. Some time passes and you make your way to the airship deck with Eridan, who's having trouble keeping his face from cracking into a smile, or at least the closest expression you've seen to him having one. Sollux hovers in front of you, a couple dozen feet above. When you look up at him, his frown contorts into something akin to a snarl, and red and blue energy starts crackling around his eyes like lightning. Remember when I asked you to stop calling me? What? I asked you literally 40 times to stop doing that, and so many other things, and you haven't listened. So I've decided I'm going to cut you out of my life one way or another. Understand? You look at Eridan. He looks a little less ecstatic than he did before. He gazes directly at Sollux above him with a worried look on his face, shifting his general stance so that he can better keep his balance. You have a feeling this was more than he bargained for. You look down on the ground and reflexively brace yourself for impact. You felt combat psionics before with Azdaja, and shit gets crazy fast. It's a good thing you do too. You hear a much louder crackle this time and look back up at Sollux, an aura now visibly enveloping his body. He's glowing red and blue with lightning still energizing into existence inches away from his eyes. You feel the shockwaves of this pure psionic forces weighing you down, making your legs feel more like jelly every second. It's as if gravity itself is bowing down to Sollux. Come on, now is this all you fucking got? Something about Eridan's feeble taunt tells you that this is absolutely more than he bargained for. Nevertheless, he pulls out his gun and aims it right at Sollux with completely unwarranted confidence. Sollux's psychokinetic force is so overwhelming that your legs give out and you hit the deck, stomach to floor, knees to ground, and ass in the air. Yeah, there's pretty much no way you can stop this. Sollux shoots fucking laser beams out of his eyes, and Eridan returns the favor with his own gun lasers, resulting in the most anime-esque beam struggle you've ever seen. The clash ends in a huge explosion of smoke that obscures everything from view. Defying the force of the blast, you zap into the smoke to get a better look. You're quickly met with a vast array of shurikens spinning wildly through the air in front of you towards Eridan, using the smoke as cover. Eridan blasts most of them away, but Flarge lodges himself right into the barrel of his gun. As if to say, nothing personal, jackass, Sollux flies out from behind, swiftly drop-kicking Eridan into a cannon, which seems to have been loaded with glitter. When Eridan crashes through the other side, his collapsed cover and scrapes some confetti. He's bleeding less than expected. Nothing personal, jackass. By the time Eridan gets up and dislodges the shuriken from his gun, Sollux has disappeared from both of his field of view. Where the hell did he go? You hear literal tons of rocks tumbling from below. You look down and see nothing. You look left, right, up, behind you, all around, upwards. Ah. He's above you, pointing upward. Levitating, some kind of humongous, some kind of... Is that a fucking shopping mall? Did Sollux bring a fucking mall to a gunfight? Wait, that mall? It's that mall. The one in an errant timeline. Durea pleaded with you to take her to Earth, away from this hellish planet society into a world that was even the slightest bit less bleak. You lose yourself briefly in your thoughts. You couldn't help Durea then, and now that it'd be easy fulfilling that one request is impossible again. It's so frustrating. You couldn't save Durea. You couldn't save anyone. And maybe it's too late for you to do that, but maybe you've been fucking around too much today. Maybe, just maybe, there's someone you can save right now. The mall is massive, and if it collides with a ship from that high above, oh fuck, you have to get out of here. Gotta give you credit here, Soul. Nobody's ever tried to maul me with something so fucking big. What the fuck do you mean, maul you? What does that even mean? Maul isn't a verb. No, hold on. Okay, see, we're thinking of two different words here that sound the same. Wait. I literally could not care less. Sollux flings the thankfully abandoned mall directly at Eridan with what must be an ungodly amount of psychic force, screaming his throat raw the entire time. Okay, fuck. It is now or never. You have to get off this ship now. Eridan might be durable enough to survive getting dropkicked through solid steel with nothing more than a couple scratches. But you? You're fragile. You'll probably die from tripping on the stairs wrong. But even that, there's no way Eridan's getting out of this unscathed. Maybe you have time to save him. What should you do? Get in there and save Eridan is too dangerous to get off the ship without him. Excuse me. Fuck Eridan. Bye. Fuck it. He'll be fine. If there's anything he needs help with right now, it's something a little bit deeper in his soul and the fact that he's being attacked by a building. You try to think of somewhere to zap to. Anyway, while you do this, you notice Eridan fire a blast towards the ship from his gun, propelling him away from the center of impact. You, meanwhile, just need to get out of here, as fast as your mind can take you, so you close your eyes, zap away, and feel your surroundings change. You find yourself in a wasteland. There's a ton of smoke in the distance, coming from what must be the site of an airship's crash. You take solace in the fact that Sollux was cognizant enough of his surroundings that he chose not to send the ship crashing into a city full of people because of the beef he had with one dude. After a bit of walking, you see a source of smoke in the distance. The wreckage is astounding. There's sharp metal fragments and concrete pointing out in all directions. Standing in front of you is Sollux. You frantically zap your way towards him and ask if he and Eridan are all right. Welp, that'll show a guy not to ask people about the shape of their bulge. Yeah, we're both fine. He's not dead. Oh, thank God. For the record, I haven't actually made out with FF or anything. That was just to rile him up. You ask Sollux what Eridan did to him that was so bad that he wanted to kill him. Okay, first of all, definitely didn't want to kill him. Way too much of a hassle. I would know if he was about to die anyways. Second of all, this athwipe calls me at ass-crack o'clock and either spouts some high blood superiority garbage he doesn't believe or complains about his love life. Basically every fucking day. So what he's saying is that throwing a maul at Eridan was just meant to send him a message? Pretty much. Not long ago he actually tried to pay me lots of money to wiretap FF, just to see if she ever talked about him. Oh geez, yikes. Naturally, I took the money and didn't do that at all. Massive waste of time and energy, not to mention skeevy as fuck. I actually told her about that because it was kind of hilariously pathetic. It's how we got talking in the first place. But enough about me. Why do you even care about this guy? I get your whole French stick, but he's not your responsibility, nor mine. Maybe Sollux is right. Maybe it's not your job as a friend to make Eridan feel better, or fix his problems, or set him on the right track. That's probably why why everyone gets sick of him. But you're supposed to do something here, for everyone. You can feel it. You're supposed to smear your huge ass all over Destiny and say, "Eat my ass, Destiny, all these kids will get a chance at good lives." Lamau, you sure this isn't some kind of hero complex? Maybe, probably. You just wish Eridan's could be a bit less of a tool bag. Is that too much to ask? Well, I guess you can do whatever you want. I won't stop you. But he doesn't deserve this, Maybe not, but this doesn't change what you're going to try and do. You've got a lot to say to Eridan. You wave Sollux goodbye and make your way around the field of rubble. It only takes a few minutes to find Eridan sitting on some rocks. Oh, fucking that hurt like hell. He's alive. Of course I'm alive. You think I'd die because I got a building thrown on me? Actually, if I hadn't blasted myself out of the way, I'd probably been buried under a lot more rubble. I probably wouldn't have been able to dig myself out. Sollux probably could have done that, but if he went this far to kill me, I doubt he'd do that willingly. There's no way he hates me in a way that would lead to a decent polygamous relationship. I was actually pretty close to biting the dust there, huh? Hey, do you ever think to yourself that you have all the power you could ever want or need, and every whim catered with ease, and that even despite all your happy moments are as fake as magic is, maybe even more fake? There's no way I'm doing something wrong here, or I'm not doing something wrong here. After all, I can only wonder what you think of me. I'm just a scumbag who keeps setting himself up to fail, right? You ask Eridan if he wants the truth, wondering aloud if he can handle it. Listen, I'm not going to be in any more pain than I am right now, having been dumped 3 consecutive times, and also getting crushed under several tons of concrete too, I guess. I can handle the fucking truth, so just give it to me. In front of you, you see an absolutely hopeless moron who's achieved their station in life through no work of their own, and who's placed all his stock into social lies. He's cherry-picked the ones that have worked for him and rejected all the others. But what has that done for him, really? Absolutely nothing. Believing in this society has only ever hurt him. Maybe not in the same way it's hurt your other friends, but not even trolls on the top of the heap are immune to Antonio's brand of poison. He's 6 sweeps old kid who's ultimately just scared, lonely, and confused. Someone who doesn't have to be homeless. Someone who can violently burn away all his failings and rise up from the ashes like a phoenix who decided, maybe this next life, let's not be so fucking racist all the time. So you tell Eridan to get up from his throne of wreckage on the sunken ship and start making his way to some pit stops of self-betterment. Before more people take grievance with him, the way Sollux has, then maybe he can tear down all his false hopes that comfort him. through the that comforted him throughout the sweeps. Damn, not that this isn't surprisingly deep-cutting and helpful advisory reflection, but like, there's no way I'm gonna remember all this. You've gotta at least write it down or something. Don't worry, this is a text-based game. There's definitely gonna be transcripts available online in a matter of hours. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to ruminate on all this for a little while, but I think I'm tired of feeling so awful for myself all the time. I just don't even know where to begin with myself. And I think that you might be asking a lot more of me than you think. Life never stops asking a lot from you. Fair point. It's definitely gonna be a long process. There's pretty much no way you can force feed the guy a redemption arc in the span of today. Hell, you'd be surprised if he didn't still suck a year from now. But even the shittiest kids can change a lot with a good push in the right direction. Hey, thanks for sticking by me, even if only for today. Of course, you tell Eridan. What else are friends for? And besides, your day isn't over with him. Wait, what do you mean by that? After all this, you still want to spend time with me? Absolutely. You take Eridan's hand, pull him up to his feet. After all, you two have a movie to watch. Aww. Aww. Okay. Eridan, I would say you're not bad. You're still pretty bad. You're less bad. I'm warming up to him. Alright, what routes did we not hit? Do none of these do anything? Okay. That's a bad ending. I'm assuming... Okay, yeah. The Stolen Art Museum. What if we ask him where he wants to go? Is he gonna be like... blah? We already did Earth. We did all the other options. I already told you. I want to go wherever you want to go. God damn it, you're hoping he'd pick up on your lack of clarity on the best decision. Does he really not have anywhere that he'd like to go in particular? Well, surely it doesn't matter what you pick if he's being so insistent when you choose. Okay. I think I said before that Eridan was the one character that maybe has yet to learn anything around his place, admittedly. Yeah. Get in there and save Eridan. It's unfair that his sprite is so goddamn nice. Hi, Key Smash! You can't just sit there and let someone, even someone like Eridan, get sandwiched in between a massive airship and an entire fucking wall. You've got this. You're about to jump in like a fucking action hero and save Eridan. What is there to worry about anyways? All you have to do is teleport in now. Alright, step one, teleport in. You zap right in front of Eridan and he immediately shoots your arm off. Okay, ow. Eridan clearly wasn't planning to injure you so badly. You quickly see that he's rocking to the edge of the ship, using his gun and blast as a propulsion. Fuck. He already had an escape plan, and Jesus, fuck, this hurts. Your arm, or what's left of it, feels like it got plunged into the fucking sun. Why did nobody tell you the sudden laser beam amputation hurt this much? Distracted by the pain, you find it hard to focus on warping out of here. You can't even bring yourself to focus on Sollux yelling, "Fuck, fuck, fuck," as the Titanic shopping structure hurtles towards you. You try to steady your breathing, calm down, and try to focus on reality around you. Unfortunately, reality doesn't stop for you, and neither does the unfalpable march of gravity, as the sheer force of the maul crushes you to death. If only you were a little less fragile, maybe you'd find the two boys surrounded by the rubble of the crash, shaken at the fatal consequences of their spat. Damn, we got killed. Whoops. Ouch. Poor us. You just got mauled. Okay, well, normally we would do 3, but I'm kind of feeling... it's only 10 o'clock. We can do Fef. I want to see Fef. I want to see feferi. That wasn't a bad route. Here's the thing about Eridan with me. Unda has not made a fic where Eridan is likable yet, and so I do not like Eridan. That's literally it. That's literally it. In alternate universe, he was shitty. In MC Escher, I don't remember him in MC Escher. He wasn't really in MC Escher a lot. In Days Broken Diamond Club, he was fucking garbage. And in Your Wish for My Planet, he's not there. He's not a character. So, you know, maybe in MC Escher, if Unda writes him into MC Escher too, I will probably end up liking him by the end. It's how every other character... I fucking love Vriska. I literally love Vriska, and it's because of Unda. That's it. That's literally it. Unda can make me like literally any character. Yeah, and MC, he was just a super bitchy background character, yeah. I'm rereading MC Escher. I just got to the Christmas chapter where Dave and Karkat match their little soulmate things. So I haven't gotten to Spurb yet, or the Spurb part yet. But I'm gonna get there soon. And it'll be the first time I've hit the Spurb part in MC Escher in like a few months. Because the last time I tried rereading it, I didn't get to the Spurb part before I stopped because I decided to read Register My Plan. Anyways, I could talk about Unda all day. You guys all know this. It's Fef time! My favorite girl. Not my favorite girl, but one of them. As you've had occasion to remark before, Alternia is a dark world. Both because it's night all day long, and because of its hideous, brutal society, where the strong prey on the weak prey on the weaker, and all this preying ends only when the survivors are shipped out to prey on everyone else in the galaxy. Alternia's cruelty has been on your mind for a long time, but recently it's begun to feel intolerable. You decide to take a walk in the woods to calm yourself, but it seems that with every step your mood only grows darker, your agitation greater. As you walk, you remember the names of Alternian friends who have fallen to the planet's injustice, and your mood goes from bad to worse. You've been waiting around like a spoiled, self-centered narrative device for a lightning bolt of illumination to reveal your reason for living, to explain your peculiar and insatiable hunger for friendship, and to show you the destiny attached to it. You think you know who caused this, but why? You've been sitting here like a child, waiting for a teacher to explain the answer to a difficult math question. Vriska and Terezi are arming up to change the world, and what are you doing? Your usual bullshit. You're thinking, you're navel-gazing, and then, with a sudden blinding clarity, you understand. Vriska is right. Terezi is right. The answer is revolution. Who gives a shit? Who cares that some big universe thinks your destiny should be? You'll take the Dream Boldier's advice and choose your own fate. Take the answer to the meaning of your life into your own hands and set your own course. The gods, the fates, the universe, or whoever will have to jump back pretty sharply because your direction is clear to you at last. Your agitation turns to indignation. Your indignation turns to outrage. Outrage to anger. Anger to fury. Fury to ferocity. Ferocity to white-hot resolve. The horrors of this planet have got to stop, and you are feeling particularly dramatic today, doubtless due in part to the shift in narrative tone and general prose quality in this episode. So now is the time. Alternia's cruelty and violence have upset and shocked you since you arrived, but as more and more of the population suffering under these wrongs have become your personal friends, it has become unbearable. You've been wondering all along, who will make it stop? Now you know the answer. If you are the main character, then you have to be the one to get the ball rolling, and you've begun to suspect that you can't die, for reasons seemingly tied to your function as the narrative device, so that's a bit of characterization that you can bring to bear. No longer will you linger in the wings, waiting for the narrative to summon you to heroics. With this momentous decision girding you to unstinting effort, you set your mind to the question of how to accomplish it. You start by making an inventory of the strengths and weaknesses you possess and can bring to bear on the task. Strengths. 1. Experience drumming up friendship in the most unlikely circumstances. 2. Ability to travel instantaneously anywhere you want to go. Weaknesses. Everything else. This helpful mental exercise clarifies matters significantly. You see clearly that the only way for a single humble being such as yourself to change Alternia is to go directly to the point of maximum leverage. In other words, straight to the top. You'll need both of your resources in this quest. You'll need to travel superhumanly and superliminally into the immediate company of Alternia's ruler and throw yourself full friendship game on them, with the objective of persuading them to initiate reforms, change rules, and set the planet on course to civilization. But your darting intellect realizes something else. It won't be easy. The ruler of a world such as Alternia must be fearsome, fell creature, a monster of no ordinary loathsome and cruelty. On Alternia, you've seen gigantic ravening Luci, genocidal clowns, murderous highbloods, and every type of grisly crime, to a point making belief in Santa Claus almost impossible. It stands to reason that the leader of such a world must also be the cruelest, gruesomest, most terrifying being of them all, a being of nearly impossible evil. For For the first time since this plan caught fire in your mind, a whisper of doubt creeps in. It occurs to you that the most likely outcome of your quest for reformation of Alternia is a scenario where your internal organs are festooned over a wide area, your eyes popping out of your skull, and your brain splattered to a fine mist. While experience suggests that you're non-killable, that sort of thing may offend, not to mention be excruciatingly painful. Person with fearless quest, maybe it'd be a better idea to have a light lunch and lie down until you're reforming your passes. Oh, come on. If you, an indispensable narrative device with nearly superhuman befriending powers and actually superhuman traveling powers, won't you try to reform Alternia? Or if you won't try to reform Alternia, who will? Have you no pride, no grit, no old college spirit? Go back and select the right answer. Okay. Scorning all difficulty, I'm gonna stand, because it's standing time. Standing desk time. Scorning all difficulties, you gather to press on fearlessly with your quest. You gather yourself, consign your soul to heaven or whatever, and prepare for the worst. You close your eyes and think, pick meets the highest being on Alternia, and then you grit your teeth and prepare for the ultimate war. You feel the familiar sensation of superhuman, superliminal travel, and the world changes around you, rendering you somewhere else. Somewhere that feels quite different from your previous forest location. Very different, actually. A lot wetter. It quickly becomes apparent that there's good news and bad news. The good news, yes! Feferi! I love her sprite so much. Look at her! Oh, my beloved! Oh my god, she's so pretty. Oh my god, she is so pretty. I literally love her so much. Oh, this OST too? A banger, 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 banger. The good news is that instead of an eldritch monster, you've materialized next to a rather pleasant-looking troll girl with fins on her head, wearing goggles and a tiara. The bad news is that you're drowning, as you seem to have materialized in the middle of an ocean. Glub, help! Your own greeting may seem a little less cheery in that it consists of thrashing wildly with your eyes bugging out as you fight not to inhale, while trying to concentrate on zapping yourself the heck out of here. The troll girl watches in astonishment, but suddenly seems to understand. You see her take a big breath of water through some gills on her neck, and then something starts to come out of her mouth, a bubble. The bubble expands and expands until you feel its boundary break over you, and suddenly you can breathe. You collapse coughing and gasping onto its floor, which feels like the inside of a huge submerged balloon, yielding but effectively keeping the water at bay. The troll girl sits across from you in the bottom of the bubble, studying you curiously and anxiously. Glub, 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 are you okay? Recovering from your brush with drowning, you're able to notice with relief that despite her conversational quirks, she looks friendly, even glad to see you. You try to say something, but all that comes out of your mouth is water and a sputtering sound. I don't speak whatever language that is. It's pretty tough though. It's pretty though. I'm gonna have a hard time with this quirk. You burp and some water trickles out of your ear. Sorry, I still don't understand. Do you speak any Alternian? With great effort, you gasp. Yes. Oh, yay! My name is Feferi Pixis. Glub glub, what's your name? You bubble weakly. It's nice to meet you, Glub. You nod politely, expel another half-gallon of water, and then weakly say that it's very nice to meet her too. Not at least because if she hadn't been there, things might have gone unpleasant for you. Welcome, but what are you doing here? Almost nobody comes this way. It's not really the way to any She looks sad when you say it, and you wonder that some poor troll child should be living all out here by herself, way out in these submerged parts, so far from anyone. How did you manage to appear from nowhere like that? You almost gave me a heart attack, Glub Glub. You tell her that you were trying to use some superhuman powers you have to go visit the highest being in Alternia. The troll girl seems to perk up at this. You wanted to come visit me? You shake your head vigorously to try to get water out of your ear. The troll girl looks disappointed. Glub, you didn't come to see me? You apologize and say that you're quite happy to be visiting her, but you misheard her last remark. You thought that she'd implied that she was the highest being on Alternia. Just goes to show how deep submergence and waterlogging can cloud your hearing. Oh no, Glub, you heard me right. I am the highest being on Alternia. Most of the time, I'm the future empress, heiress to the throne and the Alternian Empire. which is great, which is a great big glubbing pile of whale poop as far as I'm concerned. What? You look around for the multiple razor-toothed, fire-breathing, acid-spitting heads, tearing claws, and bad attitudes that you were sure Alternia's highest being must have had. But you start to remember that your Alternian social science. You haven't had any formal Alternian education. You're not even sure narrative devices, however indispensable, are eligible to sign up for classes. But you pick the stuff up when you hang out around the place long enough. So you know that the Empress spends most of her time off-planet, leading merciless troll hordes in conquest of the galaxy. You also know that there's only ever one member of her royal fuchsia bloodline, the heiress, in existence at any time, as long as the Condense doesn't kill her on rare visits to the home planet, that is. The troll girl gloves sadly, and you realize that being the only fuchsia blood on the planet must be lonely. Not only would you have enough strength to accidentally tear any troll who's visited you limb from limb without noticing, but you've heard some sinister things about the heiress's Lucis. Something about it being the size of a continent, hungry as the void of space, and evil as hell's devils go by if they're bad devils. Something that might discourage the casual visits by friends who don't want to double the snacks. But at the same time, you wonder if such a seemingly agreeable and sensitive troll as this girl could preside over such a grindingly horrible planet as Alternia. How could she live with herself? Does she even know what goes on outside her insular little ocean? But you put all that aside for now. Here you are, right where you wanted to be when you made your master plan for Alternia reform. You haven't decided, or you haven't been devoured, dismembered, or decapitated, and the person you want to persuade seems eminently persuadable, not to mention friendable. So you're ahead of the game. So far. Time to take full advantage. Your Royal Highness, you begin. Glub, call me Fef, Glub. It's much friendlier to be on a fish-name basis, and I'm so happy and excited to have another friend. Perfect. Phase 1 of your plan seems to have been practically accomplished itself, but there's no time to waste, as the air of the bubble and your new friend as the air in the bubble your new friend created is starting to get stuffy, and you know you're going to have to zap out of here soon. You mentioned in a casual conversational tone that you've been visiting Alternia for some time now. Glub, do you like it? It's certainly unusual. Heh, that's putting it incredibly lightly. I'm sure everyone has been incredibly mean to you. Well, yes, to start off with, at least. The Sea Dwellers think they're so much better than everyone else, but they're just a bunch of shellfish, arrogant, assholes. Bassholes. The high-bloods prey on the low-bloods, and no one cares how other people feel. And even if they live or die, drones fly around krilling anybody weak and useless. Oh, well, she knows? Maybe she's got plans of her own. Phase 2 of your plan is half and bag already. You feel dizzy suddenly at how your quest is working out without the least effort on your part, and also from the lack of oxygen. You're gasping for breath, and a darkness is gathering at the edges of your vision. In a minute, you're going to pass from oxygen deprivation. What's to be done? Dab yourself the heck out of here, back to Alternia's surface where you can breathe at least. Stick around and test out the whole you can't die hypothesis. Why not? You're fading fast. A black tunnel is closing around you, and sounds are getting dim. You wiggle your fingers and try to gasp out an entreaty. Glub, are you okay, Glub? For a moment, you clutch your throat, fall heavily to the floor, and lose consciousness. You gradually regain consciousness, and as you do, you realize that air is going through your lungs, fresh and oxygenated air. The most beautiful thing you've ever felt. You realize also that you're in a I'm assuming this is Palladial, though messy bedroom, and while you can see underwater realms outside the window, the room itself is dewatered. The fresh air seems to be coming from a large conch shell sitting on the floor nearby and humming quietly like an air purifier. You're swooned on a chaise lounge, and Feferi Pixis is fanning you with a large palm frond. Glub, are you alright, Glub? Why didn't you tell me you couldn't breathe? You scared the pissing out of me. You struggle upright and try to smile bravely. You apologize for scaring her, but observe that one of the symptoms of not being able to breathe is not being able to talk. You thank her effusively for saving you. Glub, that's an Empress's duty. Instead of encouraging people to be mean and hurt each other, she should do whatever she can to help them. A tear comes out of your eye and a lump to your throat when she says that. If she really needs it, you have a couple of suggestions. Of course I mean it. I'm glubbed at how abyssal things have been around here. When I'm Empress, things are going to be different. You respectfully wonder how long it will be before she becomes Empress. Only a couple of thousand more sweeps. Oh, cool. What happens to everyone else in the meantime? Feferi looks momentarily thoughtful. I don't know. I haven't thought about that part. Guess I'm not equal to my big ideas. And what if she becomes Empress? She feels differently. How does she know her Imperious condescension didn't feel the same way as Feferi does now when she was her age? What if there's something that makes adult Empresses evil, something that they can't control? What if Feferi grows up to be socially liberal, but fiscally conservative? What a horrible thought. Horrible. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Never leave till tomorrow what you can do today. A stitch in time saves 9. Procrastination is the thief of time. The longest journey starts with a single step. It's no use crying over spilt milk. You hope Feferi has been convinced because you're running out of cliches. Glub. The heiress still looks uncertain. Everything you say is plumb and true, but rebelling against the Empress, it would be so dangerous, and I'm not sure it would be right. It might, because, how do you pronounce this again? Isn't it just glub glub? Glub, yeah, glub, 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 glub. To make the vast glub, that would destroy everyone, you know. Oh, glub, you mean gulp? You didn't realize that. You're not sure what the vast glub is, but it sounds really bad. Oh, it is. Before we do anem anything. Anemone thing? We need more guidance and advice. As heiress, I have a special metaphysical periscope, you know. You didn't know that. It sounds made up. But a little metaphysical advice certainly might come in handy at a time like this. Without further delay, the heiress goes to an ornate jewel-encrusted tube that rises from the floor of her palatial bedroom. It seems to extend into the underwater depths through air pressure, seems to be keeping the water from flowing through it into the room. She yells into the tube louder than you would have thought someone so agreeable could yell. Look at her little sprite. Glub, 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 glub. There's a swishing, gurgling around, and something extends through the tube into the room. Something pale and featureless as a lucis, but unmistakably a tentacle. A tentacle with bulbous eye on the end of it. You dive behind a luxurious sofa. You'd rather that heiress's lucis didn't see how plump and tasty it looked. But almost immediately, the eye settles itself on top of the tube and hardens into something that looks like a large crystal ball. Shapes move and change inside the crystal ball, then resolve themselves into a scene you recognize. You realize with shock, you came from behind the sofa and approached the crystal ball, staring into it. Oh my god, this is so cute. This is like the style of the endings, but this is, oh my god, I literally love it. Oh, she's so cute! It's in the depths of a dark place in its depths a dark place appears, and in the dark place, a carnival carousel rotates, wooden horses going up and down, and above them, naked plastic mannequins with plastic wings hanging from the wires. The dark carnival, jumping Jehoshaphat, is that where Feferi gets her metaphysical advice? The scene grows clearer and closer, zooming in on one of the horses, and one of the figures riding it. Your heart begins to beat wildly. It can't be but... honk! Suddenly, you're dancing around the room with joy. You grab Feferi and whirl her with you as you dance. At first, she gasps in surprise, but she gets into the spirit, grins, and begins to whirl too. Her strength is such that she spins you like a fan blade, your blood all going to your legs. When she lets you down, you hit the wall like a bullet, and ooze down to the floor. But as you recover consciousness, your joy is barely containable. You never thought you'd see this sweet fellow again, but now here he is, and evidently he's come to the world because he's communicating exclusively with a royal fuchsia blood princess. You're so proud your heart feels about to explode. My friend Glump here. They have a plan. Well, you wouldn't go that far. I'm just not sure what to do. Honk, 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 honk. Just hold on. Feferi adjusts some controls in the bejeweled tube. They must be a translation controls, because in mid-sentence, Karako's remarks change from semantic honks to a conventional language forms. When they do, you realize that this isn't the same Karako you knew way back when. Honk honk, what you ask is not simple, little one. To truly know the answer, you must learn that there is much more to the story than meets the eye. You must expand your vision to see the big picture, and even a bigger picture of which that big picture is only a pixel. Yes, I know that. This isn't the usual glub shit. Not silly quadrant glub shit for wigglers. I need some real answers here. You study Karako. He's obviously the same troll, but the changes in him are equally obvious. His eyes are deep as wells, his face grave and kind. Either he's done a lot of reading and undergone a lot of life experience since you last saw him, or he's become the honking mouthpiece of some vast, mystical wisdom-type entity, which offers metaphysical advice to princesses, perhaps whatever person or process sustains the Dark Carnival. But how did Karako get that job? You wave madly at Karako as he and the heiress talk, but he either doesn't see you or he no longer knows you. He thinks imparting serious metaphysical advice is too solemn an occasion for waving like a maniac. Either way, he ignores you and keeps talking. Does a troll who paddles an ore vessel down a rushing river control her own fate, or does the river control her? The answer, of course, is both. The river has its force, but within that troll can move her boat as she will. You are the heiress, and thus fate that sweeps you along is vast and swift and powerful, but also your arms are strong, and your ore vessel stout. Do not despair at your own strength. Yet there is more. You see by mystic means that the rushing river you navigate is itself being swept along by an unimaginably vast or rushing cosmic river, and that the planet which that vast cosmic river traverse is itself being swept along an even infinitely greater super-cosmic river. There are many such metaphorical cosmic meta-river levels in this particular instantation of the story. Thus, even if you row with the utmost power to change your course on the river you are navigating, the river you can see, the other meta-rivers continue to sweep you as before, without regard for any tiny adjustment you may make down at your level. Yet do not despair. You may yet, through long and deep meditation, transcend the bounds of this small world, rising higher and higher so that you are able to see and comprehend and transcend those vast and meta-vast cosmic river levels by one. And what you can see, you can learn how to navigate using meta-vessels and meta-ores fashioned from meta-cosmic star stuff, yet also remain humble. Above the creator of this world is yet another creator, and above him yet another creator greater than even him, and above her yet another creator. These vast powers move all things like pieces on a chessboard, and yet, if the chess pieces grow wise enough, they may move their movers. The powers that move in these universes upon universes are unimaginably large, and as you are yet unimaginably small, yet nonetheless that you in your smallness and your small world are indispensable, like a key piece at the bottom of an infinitely tall Jenga tower. Knowing these things, do you wish to undertake the great work of reawakening and enlightenment that you will bear into the full light of reality? It is a work of millions of mantras, thousands of sweeps, and hundreds of lives. For knowing these things, do you instead choose to ply your vessel in the water to your own world, remaining the person life has made you, remaining a key yet unknowing piece in the towering stack of universes, influencing your own destiny on your corporeal river swept to the destination beyond your understanding and fulfillment of the larger story? Either choice is noble, little one. Your only duty and burden is to choose the one that seems best to you. Feferi turns to you. It's clear that both courses describe the wise one, speaking through Karako, hold attraction for her, and that she's on a razor's edge between them. The merest word from you will be enough to lead her in one direction or another. Which way do you choose to lead her? Influence the heiress to choose the path of meditation and transcendence. Influence the heiress to choose the path of worldly action and accomplishment. Well chosen, little one. Step forward and tell your marshmallow-like companion to step forward too. A helpmate to share you in a worldly effort is a blessing, and they seem noble and a loyal marshmallow, though a bit manic in the hand-waving department. You and Feferi step forward, and Karako's hand comes right out of the crystal ball, divides in two, and makes a gesture of blessing over your heads. You immediately feel strength and courage coursing through you, and as the loosest tentacle turns back into an eye and withdraws from the tube, you turn to look into Feferi's sparkling eyes. You can see that she is feeling the same intrepid energy. Yay! I think a good portion of that was glub shit, but still. He has an really good point somewhere in there. We can't just be the canoes, we have to be the fish. Even if at the end of the day, we're just little minnows, we'll be whales to someone. You start to grab her for a dance, but recalling your previous experience quickly turn into a gesture, or the gesture into a high five, which she slaps, breaking several bones in your hand. What shall we do, you ask her. What's our plan? You feel the ability to accomplish any plan fairly overflowing from you. You'll have to introduce her to Terezi and Briska to start off with at least. Yes, yes. Club, but first I need to think. I'm so excited. I'm sure the purpose of your visit was to reveal the whale of destiny that awaits us. And we need to consider our next move. Or conch. Oh, because it's conch shell. Okay, conch shitter. Will you come back and visit me again after some of the tidal waves have passed? Then we can compare notes. Yay, glub glub glub. This is gonna be so much fun. Noble worldly partnership victory. I had no idea what the fuck Karaka was talking about. Oh, that shit went over my head. I was just fucking reading. Something about the universe. Transcendence. Well chosen, little one, step forward and tell your cheese-like companion to step forward too. Cheese-like. A friend to share your transcendental journey is a blessing, and they seem a noble and loyal cheese, though perhaps a bit overexcitable. You and Feferi step forward, and Karako's hand comes and reaches out of the crystal ball. As you, at the tap, you feel a powerful fire course up your spine and through your chakras, and the roaring flames obliterate all the world. I think I heard your brain turn off and go on autopilot. I was just reading. When the flame subsides, a resonant silence resigns. You and Feferi are seated in full lotus position on either side of the fresh air conch, cozy in a bubble floating deep through the vast oceans of Alternia, where you can never be found by anyone until you emerge fully enlightened with the power of gods many ages hence. Damn, we... Look at us, fucking hitting our metaphysical journey. Alright, last route, right? Last route where we definitely die. Well, not die. We don't die. But we just don't meet Feferi. Zap yourself out. You're fading fast. A black tunnel is closing around you, and the sounds are getting dim. With your next to last strength, you grab Feth's wrist to zap her back to the surface with you. You're not done yet persuading her to reform Alternia. Oh, was there another route? Okay, I'll do that too. But then you realize that you don't even know if she can breathe air. You feel it would be wrong to suffocate your new friend on your very first visit. So with your last strength, you let go of her wrist and zap yourself up to the surface alone. You materialize superhumanly and superliminally back into the forest. You lie in the tall razor grass for a while, gasping, darkness receding from your eyes. Excuse me. Sounds clearing in your ears. Once you feel sufficiently re-oxygenized, you sit up. You have a pounding headache, but otherwise seem fine, yet your emotions are deeply conflicted. Yes, you can breathe. Yes, you're safe. Yes, you realize with deep satisfaction you've made a new friend. But what about your quest to save Alternia? Feferi seems to be aware of the problems in her kingdom. Is she perhaps just waiting on the right ally, or Eli, as she might call it? You prepare to immediately zap back to finish the job, but you hesitate. What if you zap back into that bubble and merely continue to suffocate? Or what if she's already collapsed the bubble and you materialize in the water again? What if she's not there to rescue you? Or is so annoyed at your rudely abrupt departure that she decides to leave you to your own devices? What if her Lucis notices you thrashing in the water and snatches you up in its eldritch tentacles for a plaything of hors d'oeuvres? Not that you can drown or suffocate or die or mastication, but can you really not? It feels like you were drowning and suffocating quite efficiently there only a few moments ago. You hesitate some more. Even if you can't die, the torment of drowning and suffocating felt quite real. How long might such torment go on even if you didn't really die? Would an eternity of suffocating or drowning be all that pleasant even if you kept on living? What about an eternity of being chewed and passed through a giant Lucis's digestive tract? You realize that you can't bring yourself to zap back to the heiress. You curse your weakness, but given a choice between death and eternal torment, you realize with belated humility that your choice would be neither. Even if there's a chance you could save Alternia, you stand up sadly and begin walking back through the forest. Aww. Poor little guy. Alright, one more. Okay. No, we did both of these. The first option, I think we also did that, and they basically say... yeah, you're just forced. Right? You're forced to... I'm assuming this is the one you're talking about, yeah. And then you do one of these, and then bada bing, bada bing. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Alright. Oh, I'm kind of feeling another one. I'm on a roll. I don't know. I'm on a roll. We could do Jane. What's stopping us? We could do Jane. Well, I don't think we can finish the game tonight, because that's too much, but... Yeah, that felt really short. I don't know. That felt kind of lackluster. That was, like, Kurako, I think, talked more than Fef between both routes. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do Jane. And then maybe next time we'll stream, we'll do Jake, Roxy, and Dirk. We'll go back to back with them. Yeah, Feferi didn't... Man, Feferi kind of didn't get a lot. I'm even thinking about in Homestuck itself. Because she dies pretty early on. We don't really get to see her later. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna go back to sitting down. Yeah, Nep 2. Yeah, you're right. But at least I think Nep's route in PesterQuest was pretty good. I really like the Nep route here. Mostly because I just like Jade and Dave. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I also, I mean, I love Dave Peta. But Dave Peta, to me, always felt more like Dave than Nepeta. Like if I was thinking about, I don't know, I've always kind of put Dave closer to Nepeta stuff. Or Dave Peta closer associated with Dave than Nepeta, just because of how Dave Peta acts. There's a Feta Sprite, but that's hardly Feferi. Yeah. And Feta Sprite doesn't have any lines. I know that's the whole gimmick, but still, yeah. You know what I liked? I liked Fefeta in Crowstrider a lot. Crowstrider Fefeta was great. I like Crowstrider a lot, but I'm also a sucker for Fix-It-Fix. Or any sort of Fix-It thing. And Crowstrider provided everything I ever fucking needed for Fix-Its. Oh, man. Love me some Crowstrider AU. It's a beautiful moonlit night on Alternia. The sky is clear, a cool breeze is blowing, and even the unbearable screeching of the steel-throated bat crickets sounds a little sweeter than usual. And yet, a moment of panic hangs in the air. Dave, are you okay? Oh, hey! Oh god. What has she done? Dave? Please tell me that's just scrub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Please just... Carcat, stop being so melodramatic. It wasn't even me who did it. Ugh, okay, fine. It was my fault, I admit. But I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah, Carcat. It's no biggie. I mean, this is obviously the shittiest situation I could possibly be in right now. And, like, my lawyers will be in touch. Don't even think that they won't. But also, it is literally fucking grub sauce. So, like, chill for 2 seconds, okay? Oh, thank God. Like, I know the idea of me having to swap out my soiled ketchup-encrusted pants is getting you all hot and bothered under that sweater, but damn. This is a picnic, dude. There are children present. just all hanging out? Is Dave just hanging out on Alternia having a picnic with them? And just like that, everything's alright. You have single-handedly revolutionized the art of picnicking on Alternia. You've got a huge checkered blanket, a car-sized wicker hamper, and an unholy quantity of foods in Tupperware containers, a lively crowd of your best and most recently acquired friends, everything one could possibly need. Shit's quaint as fuck out here. Oh my god, everybody's here! So how many tentacles would you say she has, roughly? Let's me see. It's okay, take your time. My interest is, purely scientific. Yes, precisely. Thank you, Kanaya. This is part of my studies in the field of cryptozoology. It's hardly an exact science, but you can help us make it exacter. Well, that's the problem. I really don't think there's a definite answer. She just has so many. Fascinating. Everyone seems to be having a really great time. You're probably a good picnic host if you do say so yourself. You let yourself lie back on the blanket and relax. Nepeta, could you pass me one of those beautiful green pies, please? Oh, sure, let me just... It's okay, I got this. Oh, dude. Step off, Mal. She didn't ask you for your help. Everyone's getting along so well. Well, I didn't ask for your opinion on whether the mid-blood human female wanted my help or not. Oh my god, did you seriously just call her that? What is wrong with you? Guys, you don't even have different blood colors, you useless tool. Simply enjoying one another's company. Alright, that does it. I've had enough of this wishy-washy, lawn-yell nonsense. And I've had enough of you. Oh, thanks, Nepeta. No problem. Eat, spit, and die. Why don't you make me? It would be my pleasure. Wait, what's going on over here? Oh, dear God. No. This is a disaster. You gotta find some way to stop this before everything you worked so hard collapses under the weight of pointless, shitty boy drama. You don't have a moment to lose. What's better than this? Guys being allies? Oh, hi there, Gansey. Don't mind you. You're just trying to stop the picnic emergency. Hey, hold on, sister. Let's not be hasty. Right now, we're witnessing the birth of the greatest and, dare I say, most righteous miracle of them all. Gender motherfucking equality. What? And just like that, everything breaks apart. You wake up alone. What? What the fuck does that mean? I love the implication that if left alone, eridan and sollux will attempt to kill each other no matter what. Yeah, absolutely. I think that the pitch that they have for each other canonically is that of shall I say the legend. I'm not an aerosol person, but I can appreciate it from afar. I can appreciate it. It's a cold, dark night on Alternia. The sky is overcast, harsh wind is blowing, and the only other sound to be heard is your own breathing. Panicked, shaky, you curl up a little tighter in your puddle of blankets in the corner. You try and think back to the wonderful dream you were having, but now it all seems ruined. You were only trying to take a short rest from fomenting revolutionary sentiments upon your peers and fixing all their problems, which, as it turns out, is a full-time job. You just wanted to indulge your imagination for a while and skip to the part where everyone's happy already. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It all seems so real, so full of potential. Like, it could just get there in an instant if only you tried a little harder. But now it hits you like a cold, wet circus pie filled with cement. Your dream of hope was nothing more than that, with no basis in reality or accurate characterization. Some things are simply too good to be true, and your subconscious clearly knew that all along. It hurts, and you don't know whether to laugh or cry, or just get really, really angry about it. You've made some wonderful friends over the last few weeks, months. It's been such a hectic whirlwind of non-stop amicability. You're not even sure how long you've been going. You've achieved so much on your quest. You know that for a fact. But now, looking around this empty room, filled with the ghosts of memories from a lifetime ago, you can't help but feel despondent. Maybe there are some things you won't ever be able to fix. Man, this blows. For some reason, your thoughts turn to John. He was conspicuously absent from your dream. Excuse me. And it feels like you haven't seen him for ages. You miss him. Without really thinking about it, you pick yourself up. You've had just enough of this horrible planet for now. Your friends will be alright without you for a little while. You tell yourself that a few times, just to make sure you believe it, and then... zap. You materialize in a pleasantly familiar suburban neighborhood, standing in front of a pleasantly familiar house. It must be late fall by now. There are barely any leaves left on the tree, and there's a chill in the air. But your heart fills with the warmth at the prospect of hanging out with your old friend John again. While your newer friends have all been fun to spend time with, in their own ways, you can't just help feel a special kind of fondness for John. It's not like you play favorites with your chums or anything, but maybe the fact that he was the first friend you met on your journey sets him apart from the others. It's nice to be back on Earth, too. You miss being able to wander around in the sunshine. Your eyes wander a little, taking in the trees, the grass, the houses, before settling on the mailbox in the yard. A worrying thought occurs to you. Maybe in getting so caught up with meeting so many new people, John has forgotten all about you. Surely your friendship wouldn't have diminished so quickly, but were you really all that close to begin with? You still feel bad about having thrown his birthday present in the sewer all that time ago. That was just such a shitty thing to do, in more ways than one. You were a really bad friend to John before you were friends with John. You're suddenly overcome with the urge to make it up to him. Instead of making a new friend today, why not try being a better one to one you already have? Taking a peek inside the mailbox, there seems to be something there. Maybe, if you make sure to give it to him this time, that will start to make up for your earlier mistake. Pilfer the post. Reconsider. Yeah, that's an excellent idea. John will be so happy that the mail came with no mishaps, and so grateful that you, his trusted pal, were able to make it happen. Perhaps you could even pretend it's an apology gift you got him. Wow, you've gotten so good at being a friend now, or by now it's not even real. There's basically no way this plan can backfire. You reach your hand inside the mailbox to grab the package, and then everything goes... dark. What? My god. Wait, that's right. Oh, she does have a bomb in her mailbox. I remember that. Reconsider. On second thought, that's a terrible idea. Like, holy shit, that's bad. You take a moment to slap yourself around the face for a few minutes just to rub it in. How could you be so stupid? The kind of depravity that leads one to desecrate the sanctity of a friend's mailbox is what got you into this mess in the first place. Oh, it looks like the mailman forgot to put the thing, the little wappy doodad, the bright red arm dealie on the side of the mailbox. You are quite certain that this thing is supposed to be up when there's mail to be retrieved. Even an idiot could tell you that much, and you are a first-rate idiot. You carefully raise the little red flag. Immediately out of the corner of your eye, you spot movement from the upstairs window. It must be John. Scoping out the mail again. Quickly, as a flash, you zap yourself out of sight behind a nearby brush. A white cat is hanging out back here. It hisses at you, but you let a wave of crackling retcon energy dance across your palm and the kitty vanishes. It literally just straight up disappears. That's okay, fine, whatever. It is a truth universally acknowledged that cats can do whatever the hell they want, except for taking this hiding spot, that is, which you have now commandeered in the name of friendship. Oh, this is a much better plan to surprise John. You can't believe you didn't think of this before. You know he loves pranks. And what a better prank than to be ambushed by a dear friend. You hope you're still his dear friend. Oh god, you're getting nervous again. You hear the front door open. Shoot, here he comes. Wait, this isn't John. Oh, goodness no. Why, it appears to be some kind of famous detective type individual. Or at least, someone in a famous detective disguise. But what's more, you get the strange impression that the person underneath the disguise isn't John either. Whoever it is, they make a beeline for the mailbox. Oh, shit. Maybe you're watching another mailbox robbery in action. That would explain the need for a disguise, you guess. They reach out their hand and, all of a sudden, several things race through your mind, unbidden. The smell of burning, a flash of light, pain. Without thinking, you spring into action. Oof! You grab the interloper and zap inside the house. Both materialize in midair and collapse in a heap on the floor. Outside, you hear the telltale sound of an exploding mailbox because for some reason, you know what those sound like. That was a close one. Oh, lordy, that's smart. What on earth just happened? Your companion sits up a bit, in a bit of a daze. It looks like the disguise got knocked off in all the kerfuffle. Your hunch was right on the money. This definitely is not John Egbert. She does look oddly familiar, though. Look at her sprite! Oh, what a sweetheart. I literally love Jane. You look out the window down into the yard below. Yep, it's just like your ears told you. Where there once was a mailbox, there is now a smoldering wooden stump surrounded by debris. It's a sight to bring a tear to any mailman's eyes, fake or otherwise. You turn back. That looked like a bong for a second. I know it's supposed to be one of the I'm pretty sure it's like supposed to be a massive fork. That looks like a bong. You turn around to find the stranger standing over you, looking thoroughly disgruntled. She's pointing a large red spoon directly at your chest. It doesn't really come off as all that threatening. You have to be honest. Although she could probably do you at least some form of injury with it. The injury likely wouldn't be all that serious, but you'd try to take it seriously anyway. Just to be polite. Now hold on just one moment, Buster. Who are you? And what are you doing in my bedroom? And what in the blue blazes is going on? Come on, spit it out. Oh no, you hate to be put on the spot. And the first question was such a tough one too. Who are you? It's something you don't have a definitive answer for. Even after all this time. Gosh, she does seem awfully confident with that spoon. You begin to entertain the thought that this girl might simply decide to beat you to death with it. You're finding it hard to think amid all the confusion. Didn't she say that this was her bedroom? You were dead certain that this was John's house. It is John's house. It even has the tire swing and everything. And this girl, who even is she? John's never mentioned having a sister or anything before, but looking around the room, it's obvious that she lives in here. And there's no trace of any of John's things. Did he move out of this house without telling you? That thought makes you impossibly sad. Well, if you won't talk, I suppose I'll have to suss out the truth myself. She looks at you very carefully for a moment, before glancing over at one of the posters on the wall. It's a black and white picture of what looks like a daring group of detectives. They're drawn in a fairly minimal style with round, ovoid heads. Immediately, her face lights up with recognition. Oh, I see. Oh, mum's the word. She taps the side of her nose knowingly and winks, and you realize that she's trying to let you know that she knows something that you supposedly both know. But all you really know is that you have no idea what it is. Oh, you're very good, pretending not to know that which you know that I know that we both know. No, you're telling her you haven't got the foggiest clue what she's talking about, knowing stuff. How could anyone possibly accuse you of such things? Oh, it's alright. I won't tell anybody. Keeping incognito is of the utmost importance for problem sleuths like us. Always a pleasure to meet a fellow fan. She seems under the impression that you're some sort of cosplayer, either that or an undercover agent of some sort. Oh well, what the hell, you might as well roll with it. This will be easier than pretending to be a postal worker at any rate. Hold on a moment. I've got just the thing for a fellow gentle person of taste. She puts the spoon away for a moment, which is a relief, then whips another copy of the poster and a pen out of nowhere and signs it. You've never met or heard of this girl before, and she just is giving you her autograph. You take a look at the signature. The name reads Jane Crocker. Huh, I guess that this girl's name is Jane then. Now that we've got that out of the way, nice though it is to make your acquaintance, that doesn't explain what you're doing in my house. Or come to think of it, how we even gotten here. Well, it's all very simple actually, just a boring, everyday example of an innocent bystander stepping in to save an unwitting teen from a parcel bomb with their zappy hell treasure powers. Nothing weird at all. You zap around the room a bit by way of demonstration, ending up back where you started. Transportalization technology. I knew various competitors of ours had been developing something like that for a while, but I had no idea they were already doing field tests. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me. But a parcel bomb, you say? You gesture out of the window to the sad, obliterated remains of the mailbox. There was nothing anyone could do to save it, or its components, or contents. Oh, shoot, Jane wasn't expecting any extremely important deliveries, was she? Potentially in the form of significant birthday gifts, or a copy of the mysterious computer game? You mean the Spurb Alpha? I'm not sure, I'm not surprised you've heard about it. That doesn't do for another week, though. Oh, well that's kind of a relief then. No harm done. I wouldn't go quite that far. Alpha notwithstanding, the fact remains that someone tried to blow me up. Okay, so some harm done. Gee, the nerve of some people. You cannot fathom who could possibly want to do such a thing, especially to someone as harmless and personable as Jane here. Oh, come on. One doesn't like to state the obvious, but if I had to guess, it's probably related to my being in the line to inherit one of the largest corporations on the planet. Crocker Corp has its enemies, there's no question about that. Oh, of course, that's why her name was so familiar. Jane is the new face of the Betty Crocker Company. You don't know what you expected. Considering what's happened on your journey so far, you should have seen this sort of thing coming. Excuse me. Speaking of which, you wonder aloud if anything like this has ever happened before. The only thing that could make this any more surprising is if Jane had been sent similarly life-threatening cargo on any previous occasions. Oh yes! Why, we got mailed something similar just last week, in fact. I try not to think too hard about the fact that Jane apparently fell for the exact same trick 2 weeks in a row. Father was out in the yard about to take his car out back for a soak when the blessed mailbox went up in smoke. It was quite the shock. Ever since then, he's been a bit antsy about me checking the mail myself, but today it arrived while he was out. Good thing, too. He would have thrown a fit if he'd known. I'm barely allowed out the house as it is. I'm sure he means well, but it can come off as a bit overprotective sometimes. It's plump ridiculous. A grown lass full of vim and vigor can perfectly take good care of herself. You don't want to pass hasty judgment on someone's familial situation, but it sounds like Jane's father is just trying to keep her safe. It can't be easy, constantly deflecting death threats away from someone predetermined to walk right into them. Where's her sense of self-preservation? I suppose it might be strange to the uninitiated, but you sort of learn to accept it after a while. I've been dodging death threats ever since I can remember. People seem to be really determined to do me, and I simply can't explain it. Jesus, wow, that sounds pretty rough going. God, that sounds awful, actually. Being the eminent ruler of an empire must come with a fair number of people who want you gone. Thinking back to your encounter with Feferi, you suppose you were recently part of such an attempt yourself, in a manner of speaking. You declined to mention this to Jane. Oh my god. I'm gonna make that mistake a few times, aren't I? And being reminded of your time in Alternia causes you to laugh into an uncomfortable silence. Jane looks around a little awkwardly before breaking it. So, not that I'm ungrateful for the fact that you appear to have rescued me from certain peril, but... Oh, right, of course, you're intruding in a complete stranger's home. You'd almost forgotten that this is the first time you and Jane have ever met. Your heart sinks as you consider that. Between the vastness of the universe and the determination of those attempting to murder her, this might be the last time you will ever meet as well. Jane offers to show you out. On the way downstairs, you politely ask her how long it's been since her family moved here. Does she know if anyone called John used to live in this house? She gives you a strange look before gesturing to a, oh god, is that a corpse by the fireplace? You take a moment to process the fact that Jane has a stuffed person mounted on the plinth of her living room. She says it's her pop-up, which you guess means grandfather. It's kind of hard to parse some of the vocabulary Jane uses sometimes. Anyway, the guy's name was John, and you can't help but see a resemblance to your good friend Egbert. You've encountered enough coincidences to know by now that this must be him somehow. You must have traveled forward in time by accident, or some such. This is the only possible explanation. You try very hard not to have a whole mental breakdown about your apparently long-dead friend, but sadly, not hard enough. However, at the sight of your various expressions of horror, shock, and confusion, Jane perks up considerably. Did you know my dear old Papa? You should have said something. He was a very popular fellow, so I suppose it was only a matter of time before one of his friends from his performing heydays came to visit. That's right, Jane. Keep talking about him and your friendship in the past tense. This is totally helping you feel better. By which you mean to say, yes, Jane, you're absolutely right. You're an old entertaining friend of her pop-ups who just so happened to be visiting the area in the middle of circus touring season. You try not to be too insulted when Jane eats the lie up without a moment's hesitation. Well, if it's just one of old Pop-Pop's Crocker's pals is here, I suppose I can't just turn you out on the street like some nobody. And Papa would never forgive me for giving a family friend such a cold shoulder. You must simply stay a while longer, I insist. You cannot help but agree enthusiastically, and here you were thinking this volume was over before it really got started. Gee, this makes a nice change. You've grown accustomed to putting in a lot of hard work to score some hangouts with some people on your journey, but all it took to convince Jane was a pre-established connection with her apparently very welcome relatives. It just goes to show you stuff. I'm very afraid I haven't fulfilled my duties as a host very well so far, but I'm determined to change that starting now. But, what to do? You've been playing the game of friendship long enough by now to sense an important decision approaching. You take a quick inventory of Jane's important character details, you mean interests and personality traits. She seems to have a passion for the lost art of sleuthing and famous detectives of the years past. Her eminent inheritances of a baking conglomerate and expert spoon-wielding likely indicates that she knows her way around a kick or two as well. Why don't you two practice some self-care, solve a mystery, practice some self-care. You know what? All this heavy stuff has really been getting to you recently. Christ, you left Alternia to get away from this whole murdery nonsense, but if anything, it feels just as stressful back on Earth with Jane. The adrenaline rush from the impromptu rescue is beginning to wear off and your legs start to go all wobbly. You slump down against the wall, exhausted. Man, this really took a lot out of you. Oh gracious, are you alright? Yeah, you just need a minute. God, this is so weird and embarrassing. How come it's only once you were out of the bad situation that you stopped being able to cope with it? You try to pull yourself together, but then your stomach growls like an aggressive, hungry cat. Come to think of it, you haven't eaten anything, and you don't even know how long. Jane gives you a sympathetic, almost grandmotherly look. Sounds like someone's hungry. You know, I was planning on baking something after taking care of the mail, although I guess that it took care of itself in the end. So, since Plan A seems to have gone up in the pillar of smoke, let's move swiftly on to Plan B. Fancy helping me whip up a cake into submission? We can call it a thank you for saving my bacon back there. God, that sounds like a wonderful idea. You feel like you could eat a horse, or even better, a horse made out of cake. You can't even remember the last time you had cake, in fact. Oh. Well, now, if that isn't just the saddest thing I've ever heard. Live, laugh, bake. Love that. The tridents on everything. Jane sets you up with an apron and starts pulling ingredients and utensils out of various cupboards and drawers. Seeing the various colorful bags and boxes all lined up on the kitchen counter fills you with excitement. The idea of collaborating with Jane to make something delicious gets your heart racing. Surely there could be no better path to friendship than this. Once she seems sure that she's got everything you need, Jane fiddles with the oven for a few seconds. Just need to set the oven to preheat. Okay, there we go. Now let's get cracking, shall we? You look around expectantly, hoping to see a recipe book or similarly amid your collection of baking equipment. Oh no, we don't need one. My Junior Batter Master's Bowl Buster Stirring Solution 5000 will do the trick just fine. A passionate burning fire seems to ignite in Jane's eyes as she brandishes her trusty red spoon. With well-practiced motions, she adjusts a series of buttons and dials on the side, and vaguely feminine robot voice begins to speak out of it. Triple chocolate layer cake, medium rare. Begin, Regine. Jane nods to herself and presses another button. The voice begins listing off a series of ingredients and measurements. You guess the spoon must have a lot of tricks up its sleeve than you originally gave it credit for. Technology really is amazing. You begin to reach for the bag of flour, but with lightning speed, Jane leans over and grabs it herself. She doesn't seem to notice that she had to bat your hand out of the way of it. Oh well, that's alright. Jane seems to know what she's doing, and leaving to spoil her fun. In the blink of an eye, she has the flour measured and reaches for the butter. Appraised, solidified, bogey, and extract, you will comply. Jane continues her work in a thorough and efficient manner, and the spoon continues reading out instructions in a calm, steady voice. It's somewhat soothing, even if the choice of vocabulary is a bit strange. It certainly seems to be relaxing Jane. Her face was a picture of intense concentration, but now her eyes appear dim and distant. She could almost be asleep. You're just coming to terms with the idea that baking with Jane is a spectator sport rather than a team game, when a sudden noise snaps her out of her trance. Oh. Her hand goes to her apron pocket, and she fishes out her phone. Something on the screen makes her face light up with gentle excitement. She's so cute. I love the little... I love how John and Jane have the little buck teeth. It's so cute. Look at her expression is so cute. Oh my god, I literally love her. Something on the screen makes her face light up in gentle excitement. You think you catch the sight of something green, but she doesn't give you a good look at it. I have to, take care of this? Oh... Whatever it is, it seems to have got Jane into a bit of a tizzy all of a sudden. She thrusts the spoon into your direction. Here, just follow the instructions. You can't go wrong. This is all happening so fast, being entrusted with Jane's precious spoon, and so early in your friendship. This must be a great honor. She obviously believes in you a great deal. You try to assure Jane that you won't let her down, but she's already too engrossed in her phone to acknowledge it. You sigh to yourself knowingly. For all her antiquated phraseology and old-timey aesthetic, Jane is still a teen at heart. Add ingredients to vessel. Commence liquidation. Obey. Oh shit, you were so caught up in being judgmental of a young person that you completely lost track of what you were doing, which was, dissolve desiccated cocoa in boiling water. Submit to your labor. Hey, hang on just a moment. You barely managed to remember what the previous instruction was before the spoon moved on to the next step already. Oh god, what were the other ingredients you needed to add? You try to guess, but there are too many things on the counter, and you don't know what half of them mean. You spare a glance at Jane, hoping against hope that she's noticed your plights, but she's too far distracted to help you right now. You'll just have to work it out yourself. She's counting on you. Think, goddammit, think. Fold cocoa paste into mixture. Make haste. The end is nigh. Eggs. You don't remember doing anything with eggs. but the spoon definitely called out for some a while ago. In a blind panic, you grab one and toss it into the bowl. Only after you've stirred it into the mixture do you remember that it's generally best to remove the shell first. Pour cream into a small saucepan and heat over low flame for a few minutes, ensuring that it does not boil or simmer. Once the cream is hot, remove the saucepan from the heat to cease reproduction. The calm robot's voice isn't soothing you, not anymore. Its dulcet tones have become your tormentor. It wouldn't be so bad if it were to slow down for a moment. Is there a speed setting on this spoon? If you had just more time to think, are you sure you would like to start over? Ah, wrong button, you can't go back, not now. You cancel the prompt and grit your teeth in grim determination. You can fix this. You have to fix this. It's like Jane said, all those minutes ago when she sent you on this quest. You can't go wrong. It's at this moment that your eyes land on the bag of sugar. The noticeably unopened bag of sugar. It's just sitting there, smirking at you, with a look of unbearable smugness to the colorful lettering on its face. Who, me? What could you possibly need me in a cake for? You tear the bag open and dump the entire contents into the mixing bowl with an ice-cold fury. Then you toss its gutted, lifeless husk into the garbage where it belongs. Revenge has never been sweeter. Oh, lordy. Sorry to leave you in lurch for so long. I had to deal with a friend in his daily moment of personal crisis. Although, that's not really saying much, quite frankly. Most of his life seems to be one long personal crisis. And I suppose I'm hardly in any position to complain. I do still like his company at the end of the day. So anyway, the cake. How have you been managing? You don't look at Jane when she comes back over a few minutes later, seemingly oblivious to the devastation you've brought on this poor kitchen. You stare down into the thick, lumpy batter sitting in the bowl in front of you, and in that stodgy, curdled mess, you cannot help but see yourself a complete and utter failure. Is everything alright? You want to tell her to explain that no, Jane, everything is not alright. It's all gone to shit. But you can't look anywhere else except down. You can feel the bottom falling out of this friendship opportunity like that of a poor, supported Victoria sponge. Once Jane gets a good look at this batter, it's game over. You just know it. As she peeks over your shoulder at your handiwork, you brace yourself for the dreadful moment you've felt so many times before, across countless alternate selves and timelines. You watch for the telltale sign of a person deciding that, whatever pathetic and somehow yet unspecified creature you are, they don't want you in their life. But strangely enough, the moment never comes. Instead, Jane puts a hand lightly on your shoulder and gives you a gentle smile full of teeth. There. No need to pull a face like that. So yes, this ended up being a bit of a misadventure, but it's not the end of the world. But Jane was counting on you, and you let her down. You had something that you needed to be fixed, and you couldn't manage it. As on so many other occasions during your journey, you only made things worse. You try to convince Jane of your guilt in this matter, but she simply shakes her head. Oh, pshaw, you did nothing of the sort. You tried to make the best out of a bad and confusing ordeal. Nobody can blame you for that, even if your best is admittedly a little suboptimal. But sometimes when things go wrong, it's not simply a case of being able to fix it by soldiering on blindly in the face of adversity. Sometimes the only way to set things right is to cut your losses and start over from the beginning. And that's not really the same as giving up. You try with all your might to swallow this good advice Jane is serving you, but the look on your face must not be that convincing. Jane sighs. Look, I'm sorry for abandoning you in an unfamiliar situation. It wasn't very responsible or leaderly. And it's certainly not becoming of a future president, corporate or otherwise. You suppose that's true. Crazy how this character is a fascist in the epilogues. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Literally. I hate animals. Wow. You suppose that's true. You guess you can accept that this mess was a group effort. Even in your failure, it's important to acknowledge the power of teamwork. All the same, you hand Jane's rosy red spoon back to her. You are not worthy of its solemn mantle. Besides, some of the stuff that the robot voice said was beginning to seriously freak you out. Honestly, it meant a lot to me that you were willing to indulge my little hobby for a while. It may be the career path that I've been following my entire... It may have been the career path that I've been following my entire life, but you'd be surprised how little I get to talk about it with anyone else I'm close to. I haven't read the epilogues, I was going to say that way. I love living in my haven't read the epilogues bliss. Anyway, wasn't the whole point that we were getting you to eat something to eat as thanks for saving my life? Oh, yeah, you guess you did do that. Good job, you. Your chest puffs up instinctively, a little with pride, but the motion causes your still empty stomach to make its presence felt again with a loud grumble. Speaking of which, we still need to take care of that. Letting a friend go hungry is completely unacceptable. So, how does giving it another try sound? Here's an idea. If you pick the recipe, I'll take care of the rest. I promise that I won't get distracted this time, alright? Yeah, that sounds nice, especially the part where Jane called you a friend. That was the nicest part of it all. Aww. Oh, they're so cute! Look at the little Jane! Oh my god. Oh. What? Here, you can look up the recipe using this. I'd lend no, boo, no, bad boy, no, don't put don't put that on me. I lent you my phone too, but, well, you know how it is with privacy, ho. Jane hands you what appears to be some sort of computerized tiara, stylishly cast in crocker red plastic. You guess you just put it on? That's not too complicated. You've seen more peculiar use interfaces in your various travel across time and space, that's for sure. The device fits snugly on top of your head. Despite your apparent lack of ears, you feel the Unreal Heiress thought wave tiara top begin to mesh physically with your own brain as you are mentally hooked up to the limitless potential of the internet. Oh my god. Every facet of human knowledge is at your cognitive fingertips. Your mind is awash with hundreds of thousands of pictures of cats in silly poses. Wow. Jane is ready and waiting for your instruction. All you have to do is reach out. And so you do. You will begin to comb the web for something tasty, and you will surrender yourself, and you will cease reproduction, and you will comply, and you will comply, and you will comply. Wait, what? Obey. All at once, something hits the inside of your skull and begins to ricochet around your synapses and neurons, seeming to fill every corner and crevice of your brain with deafening wave of silent noise. A single instruction uttered with incalculable force, impossible to ignore. Obey. Your mind, so susceptible to outside influence, is no match for it. You feel a million sharp pains as a million neural pathways are rearranged to form sharp angles and ordered lines and circuits, and in a blinding flash of light. Her design overwhelms every part of me and consumes every atom of me, and then retransmits and amplifies the whole in concert with her will. And I cannot know any different, because this is all that I am, and it is so much more than I was. And I see her worthless protege's face twist in a look of horror at the sight of my transformation, but I do not spare her a second glance as I look skyward. I am free of such concerns now. And in the eye of the mind that long now belongs to her, I see the place I need to go, and I reach with the power I stole and step forward into it. And in her throne room I kneel beneath her smile as she sets course for everywhere. There are problems in this universe that require our attention, and I, her new weapon, smile too. We're going to fix everything. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Oh, no. No. Oh, the little sign on the chest. Damn, if the contest got a hold of of retcon powers, that would not go great. That would go bad. Oh, that would go so poorly. That would be not very good. Alright. Okay, it was reconsider. Was there another way to go on the self-care route? I don't think there was, right? I think we just are solving the mystery. It's been bothering you for a while, but for someone who claims to follow in the footsteps of the very gutsiest of gumshoes, Jane seems pretty unmotivated to find out who's been trying to murder her all of these years. Perhaps you should use the means at your disposal to finally put this mystery to rest once and for all. You suggested, Jane, that maybe you should try to ascertain who the parcel was sent by. By whom the parcel was sent. What? Grammar, silly. It's very important. Oh, of course. You suppose you agree with that? After all, this is a text-based medium, and shoddy craftsmanship can only ever obscure information. Proper adherence to linguistic conventions is of the utmost importance, ensuring the convenience of salient details in a timely and comprehensible manner. But damn it, Jane, this isn't the time now. You've got a case to solve. Yes, all right, but what exactly are you proposing we do? There's very little evidence that we could feasibly collect. The two of you look forlorningly out the window again, just to where the mailbox should be. Jane is right. That avenue of investigation went up in smokes a few minutes ago. The investigation has barely gotten started, and the trail has already gone cold in a blazing ball of fire. That's just asking the mail office or similar, but I don't suppose they'd know anything detailed about the package's origins. It's not like a regular mail worker has access to that kind of information. To make matters worse, the mail is one of the few public services Crawford Corp doesn't partially own, so I wouldn't be able to pull any strings. I don't suppose that there was anyone watching at the time the bomb was placed either. You have to admit, the possibility seems somewhat remote, but that gives you an idea. If there aren't any witnesses to hand, why not make some yourself? What, bribe someone to falsely testify or similar? That's certainly a novel way of going about it. Jane seems to be getting a lot more thought than what you would have expected, but in any case, that wasn't at all what you meant. You explained to Jane that, far from merely being able to transportalize between any two physical locations, you also possess the ability to time travel with Kate to any point in the past or future. Not to be rude considering that you did just save my life and everything, but that does sound more than a little far-fetched. Jane seems pretty skeptical about this, but you honestly can't be bothered to work through all of her personal misgivings about belief in the feasibility of time travel right now. You've been through this with more than a dozen people already. You decide to take a more proactive approach. Seeing is believing after all. You grab her wrists and zap back in time. Jane meets past Jane. Jane, meet future Jane. You trust that this will suffice as evidence. I don't, Alright, moving on. You purify next to the bush that you hid behind earlier, and take refuge in it once again. A conveniently abandoned wristwatch on the ground nearby indicates that you have traveled an hour into the past. No sign of the white cat yet. The mailbox is there in all its beautiful, unexploded majesty, but stands empty as of now. This is perfect. All you have to do is wait for the truth to come to you. See, Jane? Isn't this exciting? Jane? 911, what's your— Oh, Roxy! My queen! My queen! 911, what's your emergency? Please note that misplaced apostrophes on shop signs do not constitute as an emergency. Lalonde, help, I'm stuck in the past. Well now, yes? What would that tip you off? Was it the fact that nobody else talks like this? Like it's the 1920s? What? No, I mean literally. I am quite literally stuck in the past, in the temporal sense. OMG, wait, really? Who told you that? I bet it was TT. I bet it was TT yoinking your thunder, GDI. Strider. No, you're not listening to me. I have been transported back in time by a mysterious entity who recently saved my life yet from another ridiculous assassination attempt. Oh, okay. Damn, false alarm, I guess. Wait, GCat can time travel now? No, this seems different. This is a different mysterious entity. They don't seem to be related to the Godcat as far as I can tell. They rescued me from a parcel bomb in the mailbox a short while ago and have since taken it upon themselves to help me find out who was responsible. They're remarkably unenthusiastic about the issue. Almost as if it were their civic duty somehow. So, a number of mysterious abilities, intimate knowledge of mail safety, and a compulsion to aid random citizens. Are you sure this person isn't just your mailman, Janie? I mean, who knows what kind of magic those little guys can pull off? I'm pretty certain that they have absolutely nothing to do with the profession of mail delivery in any practical sense. Anyway, the point is, we're now an hour in the past from our perspective, waiting for the perpetrator to place a bomb that not a few minutes ago threatened to blow me to kingdom come. It's all a bit much to take in. Well, shucks, Buster. Shucks, Buster indeed. While Jane has busied herself with something on the phone, you keep looking out for anything suspicious. So far, nothing has happened, but now just out of sight, you can hear a telltale sign of a vehicle approaching. You quickly, gently, elbow Jane in the ribs to get her attention, and the two of you peek your heads around tentatively of the bush. You watch as an unassuming van pulls up outside of the house. You keep watching as an unremarkable person gets out and carries a small pile of mail over to the mailbox, totally unsuspiciously. From this distance, you can't really make out anything about them at all. This isn't nearly as helpful as informative as you hoped. This is no good, we can't see anything from over here. I think we might have to resort to one of the more advanced tactics in every detective's arsenal. I propose that we accost this delivery worker, tie them up, and then scrupulously interrogate them for any information they might have. You guess that would work? Jane seems remarkably unconcerned with the ethical qualms inherent in assaulting a public servant, and at some point you would have found this extremely alarming, but after a few months on Alternia, you are so accustomed to this kind of thing that the thought of actually disagreeing doesn't even occur to you. Jane gets into position to lead the charge. You reach your hand into a tear in reality, rummage around for a moment, and retrieve a long length of rope from somewhere in Trezi's hive. Hopefully she won't miss it. You mutter a quick prayer of apology to the guardian deity of the mail workers everywhere, and then, now! The two of you leap from your hiding spot and tackle the hapless stranger just as they are about to climb back into the van. Have at you! Jane is brandishing her trusty spoon as threateningly as any sword. The poor defenseless postman is taken completely by surprise and topples to the ground. You quickly tie their arms and legs and then zap all three of you back out of sight into the bushes again. Then Jane starts to work. She fixes your captive with a cast iron stare, and with ruthless efficiency begins to rattle off an endless stream of astute and insightful questions. Her tongue is like a whip, beating her quarry into submission. You watch in silent horror as she verbally dismantles this poor, unfortunate soul, piece by fearful piece. It's like watching a dozen interrogation scenes from a dozen gritty crime dramas, and noir detective flips all at once. She pretends to smoke an invisible cigar at one point, seemingly without noticing at all. You don't even have words for what she does with the spoon. When Jane finally pauses to catch her breath, the nameless and faceless courier manages to choke out a few words and spills the beans. It is a scant few beans, you are sorry to say. They say they don't know much. Hell, with the dame roughing them up like that, they can't even remember their own name. But they do remember the mysterious package marked handle with care and addressed to the Crocker residence. They say they remember thinking that there was nowhere else the package could have been headed with a surname like that. It was only fitting, with the big red spoon on the side of the box and everything. Jane doesn't say anything else. She just stands up and unties the prisoner. They are free to go. You flash them a look which you hope says something like, I'm sorry for helping this distressed teenager tie you up in order to satisfy her curiosity, and I've appreciated your ongoing public service, but you've never been great at nonverbal communication. A notification rings out from Jane's phone. Perhaps chatting to a friend will, in this trying time, will offer her some comfort. You wander a short distance away, allowing Jane some space to process what's happening. You've learned the hard way that privacy is a fundamental right that should be respected. How goes the investigation? Did you threaten a retail worker or something yet? Gee, Jane, you didn't. God, GDI, we've talked about this. Jane, are you okay? No, I can't believe I'm typing this. The company, my company, appears that they were the ones who sent the bomb. Okay, you were right about them, I suppose. You're being serious right now. You're not, pranking me super hard for the megalos? Of course not. I'm hardly joking in a joking mood. Jane, this is great. What? You finally pulled through. The batter bitch had the wool over your eyes. Buy no more. I'm so happy. What? No, this is awful. Oh, right. Of course. What I meant was that... will you please stop talking for a second? I just can't think with your endlessly ruddy-faced blathering all the time. I nearly died for the umpteenth time this morning, but survived only to have my entire worldview start to collapse before my very eyes by way of some mysterious time travel magic. Geez Louise, this is easy for you. In fact, this must be Christmas and birthday come early for all three of you. You finally got what you wanted, which was to prove me wrong. Your insane collective conspiracy about my entire life being some sort of evil plot looks like it might just hold water after all. Congratulations. Go on. Say that you told me so. Here, I'll even type it out for you to copy and paste, so you don't have to worry about any more of your shit-faced spelling errors. I told you so. No? I'm not really sure what to say. You're kind of scaring me. I'm sorry, this is scaring me too. Jane sighs. You guess the conversation must be taking a turn for the heavy, but you can't say for sure. You're feeling good about your decision not to pry into this private discussion. It would truly be kind of fucked up to intrude at a vulnerable moment when people are barely seeing at their best. It feels as though I'm in the middle of an ocean. Scratch that, it feels like the whole world's an ocean. Something so immense, so dark. The whole world's an ocean? Yeah. So vast and deep, and I can't even begin to imagine what might be beneath the surface. Everything that I've ever known, everything that I've ever been, is sinking down into it and vanishing with nary a trace, and only my solace is to jump out of my own volition before I'm pulled under by force. And what? Is someone going to catch me, help me stay afloat? The only float my best friend in the whole world has any familiarity with is with flipping cocktails. OMG. Jane, I know you're, like, being kind of mean and exasperated right now, but it means a lot to hear that I'm your best friend. I love you. Rolau, please. I'm only trying to express the depths of my existential confusion over here. The ocean, Lalonde. The abyssal infinite ocean. Can you even imagine what that's like? On second thought, never mind. This whole analogy is contrived and nonsensical, and couldn't possibly have any emotional relevance to anyone. Another sigh. God, I'm sorry, I'm not handling this well at all. I mean, to be TBH, no. But, LDR? Ooh, what does this mean? LDR. Later? LDR. Oh, let's be real. Let's be real. I don't know what precise arrangement of emotional response would even be realistic, or would even realistically qualify as, quote, handling this whale. Fish pun for topic appropriateness. Oh, like, I guess I had this whole plan for how I'd get you to accept the truth, and it would have worked because, let's be real, I'm a fucking genius. I love Roxy so much. But also, I'm pretty sure that it would have involved blowing up a whole bunch more shit, or at least mega escapades. How about shenanigans? Oh, you know it. She-nanny guns out the ass. The point is, I knew that it would be hard, maybe hazardous to our relationship and or your physical health, but I knew that you were worth it, and also, for what it's worth, I don't give a fuck about dunking on your ass. None of us do. With a third and final humph, Jane slumps down on the ground, physically deflated, all the tempest and fury gone out from her, and she's just sitting and gazing glumly at the wall of bubble pink on her screen. She seems utterly miserable. You want to comfort her, to offer solace and friendly counsel in this trying time. There comes a moment in every teen's upbringing when she realizes that the globe-spanning multi-billion-dollar corporation, which is her birthright, has also been responsible for some pretty shady and heinous nonsense, including multiple attempts on her own life. It's just part of growing up. Wow, so relatable, right, guys? But somehow, you just can't find the words, and maybe it's not your place to comment anyway. Before you can think of something to say, Jane shakes her head and starts typing again. Alright, that's enough sitting around with feeling all forlorn. I'm feeling pretty okay, actually. No, me, I'm talking about myself. This new reality is one that I simply have to accept, whether I like it or not, and it's no good being glum about it, especially not if it leads me to mistreat my nearest and dearest. So I'm not going to be the leader of a whole worldwide megacorporation. Big deal. There are better things to be applying my savvy towards. The friends who have my back, for instance. Gee, Janie, I'm loving this new enthusiasm. I understand I've been remiss about my duties as of late, but that ends now. Where once I had the duty to my heritage, now I have the duty to those who care about me. The call of leadership comes from elsewhere. OMG, yes, these words you're typing, meaningful and all full of poignancy. Jane strikes a pose that looks at once determined, bold, fearless, and resolute, and all the while still typing furiously away at her mobile. It just goes to show how hard she must have been training for a moment like this. And so with my very first act as a responsible friend, with eyes unclouded by the surgery haze of a manipulative baking empire, I say that it ends here. The game in which we've been pawns for years stops today. Yes. Hell yeah, yes. I think I've rather gone off the idea of games altogether, haven't you? Specifically, the game. Hell fucking yeah. What? The alpha. I've decided I'm not going to participate. It's a Crocker Corp product, and it's clearly part of some grand evil scheme or another. It'd be positively suicidal to consider playing it at this point. Well, yes, but what? There's no doubt in my mind about it. Furthermore, as your friend, and one recently reminded of her duty of care in this regard, I feel like I should strongly advise against any of us playing it, or anyone at all for that matter. Now that I think about it, it's our solemn responsibility to ensure that nobody ever gets their hands on this game. Just imagine the havoc it could wreak. We've 1 week before the alpha is due to release. I'm certain we can think of some nefarious schemes to disrupt it in the meantime, if we work together as a team. I trust I'll be able to count on your hacker skills, in this endeavor. Sure. Completely accidental lack of excitement. My 6 skills are yours to command. I knew it. You're the best BFFC one could hope for. Jane clears her throat and pockets her phone. She seems to have reached some kind of conclusion. That chat looked from the outside like it was one huge emotional journey from start to finish. I'm glad that Jane seems to be feeling better for having had it, whatever they ended up talking about. Sometimes all you need is a friend to vent things towards in a healthy and productive manner. I suppose I should thank you again. Without your help, I may have never learned the truth. It's quite possible I would have lived out the rest of my potentially very short life without another opportunity to see things for what they really were. I don't know how I shall ever repay you. Since nothing today has changed the fact that Jane is ludicrously wealthy, you can think of a great number of ways she could feasibly repay you, but that might just be pushing a little too far all at once. So instead, you effortlessly spin some yarn about this being what friends are for, and so on. It's a speech you've given me many times before. I've depended on you for a great deal, and now I think it's time to forge my own path under my own scheme. I'll show the world what Jane Croft can accomplish with naught but her own 2 bare hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an existential crisis to avert. Yay! Aw, what a goofball. Love her. Alright, now we're done. My voice is starting to feel it. Damn, we went for 3 hours today. My god. My god. We knocked out 5 routes. Holy shit. Some of those were pretty short in length in comparison. I was half expecting ultimate Dirk jump scare at the end of that route. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do whenever we stream next. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I don't know if I'm feeling it, because now I really want to get the game done. We'll knock out Jane, Roxy, and then assumingly Dirk. I know Dirk's route is supposedly the longest, and it's also probably going to wrap up the end of the game. But I'm excited for it. I think it should be fun. So yeah, but thank you guys all for the people who stuck around and watched the stream. When next time I go live, I always tweet about it. For PesterQuest, I tweeted on my alt account, and then for and then I also post on Tumblr, just a little alert. So if you want to know for a fact when I'm going live, I guess just you can turn on notifs on Twitter, on my alt. But usually it's around this time, like 9 p.m., 8 p.m. EST, sometimes later. So yeah. So I don't know exactly when I'll be live next. I never promise things, because if I promise things, then I don't do them. But yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. If you haven't seen already, I posted my first ever fic on AO3, and it is a TMA statement with Mr. Dave Strider. So if that piques your interest at all, you should totally check out. You can find the link on my Twitter, on my alt Twitter. I posted it there, and you can go check it out, because actually, I'll just get the link right now. What am I doing? I'm literally on stream. I can just pull it up. And I'm very happy with how it came out. So you can check it out there. Yeah. So have a lovely rest of your night, guys. And I will see you all at a later point. Bye-bye. Good night. Mwah.